Oh la 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 la. 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 Yes. Yes. Oh la 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 la.
Breasts. Breasts. Breasts.
Breasts.
Breasts.
Breasts.
Breasts.
Breasts.
Breasts.
Breasts.
Breasts.
And now I'm gonna masturbate one a day and say, oh, I'm done.
Listen, I'm not coming down there. Also, share the screen, share your audio with me, touch me. Guys, I tried to go golf for you. It was an absolute disaster. You'll see. Also, just so you know, just before the stream started, Rich saw my ass. He just said, I think he said, Jesus fuck.
I'm getting all the shit. Cucumbers. We got gifted subs. Thank you. I told you guys I'm not giving up on Twitch. Just COVID fucked everything up, dude. COVID fucked everything up. We're behind. Like, these videos, like the PS2 video was supposed to be up like a week ago, at least. Oh, I can almost taste my coffee. Excited.
Cucumbers.
Listen, I'll get to everyone in a minute. I'm just getting the stuff uploaded here. Not uploaded, but ready to go. Expose DKOldies for being a terrible company, then have them block me. I can't believe they blocked me. And you know what's beautiful? Is that my video is showing up above their fucking actual YouTube channel. That's why they're freaking out. If you type in DKOldies right now with nothing else, my video pops up. Ooh, let me show that shit. Might as well start. We're basically starting anyway. So
I'm eating.
listen, eat my ass.
Okay.
Hello everybody. Just to show you I'm not being melodramatic or lying. DK blocked me and Jay, so you know what that means. I was saying this to Jay before he showed me his ass. They're looking into us. How do they know he's did you say something in the videos, Jay, that you were my editor?
No, but I've been talking shit to them on Twitter for like a week.
Oh, that might be why then. Okay, maybe they are.
Congratulations.
Maybe they are doing the due diligence that they said they were. Holy shit, Dr. Sexy Coco coming through gifting the subs. I got to get Streamlabs open, especially with Twitch, I mean. It's much more necessary. Listen, why were you banned from fucking Facebook? What happened?
I sent a photo of a cockatoo with a dick to you. And Facebook didn't like that. I'm not kidding. That cockatoo photo I sent you.
Dude, they make no fucking sense. They are unbelievable. Women are literally getting loads blown on their tits on that fucking website, and all they do is they give you a heads up. It's for mature. This is for mature audiences. That's fine, but a fake dick on a cockatoo is a bridge too far.
That's exactly what happened. I swear, because I sent you the cockatoo cock early, and then at 4 in the morning I'm on Facebook, and all of a sudden it kicks me off, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh yeah, no. Facebook. Actually, Facebook's worse. Facebook's worse. I for some reason I was thinking Twitter. Facebook is worse. So let me give some shout outs here since you guys are being fucked. Dr. Sexy Coco gifting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subs. Demonic Davros gifted 2 subs. Thank you. Djibouti Dubs did a new vid on Peter Pop-Up. No, he didn't.
Cucumbers.
We got Drywall with 50 bits. Yo, boss, have you watched a DSP spreading his cheap clips I sent you on Twitch? No. I could send it again. Please do. Please do.
It's either that or the dirty messages I've been sending to a girl for 4 years.
I saw what happened on Twitter regarding, did you see my quote tweet of it? I didn't see your quote tweet. That tweet didn't blow up. Well, for my Twitter, which is dead, it was blown up. Anything past like 100 likes for me is a big tweet.
What? Why?
I don't get, dude. I don't know. I'm not very relevant on Twitter. There's some
COVID.
What do you mean? What does COVID have to do with me being relevant?
I don't know. Maybe they know you're vaccinated.
Cucumbers.
Listen, I'm gonna come there. Vaccinate me with your ass crack. Jordan Peterson is in town tonight. What do you mean?
Listen, can I show that ass crack on here? Or is it too much?
No, you can't show ass crack. Are you kidding?
Listen,
it's Twitch.
I'm trying to give him a gift. Okay, listen. Ready, guys? First of all, how's everyone doing? Second of all, hey, roommate, how are you? Roommate.
He's just ignoring you now.
Did you put headphones on? Ah, you fuck.
He probably did. He's probably like, I know he's going to talk to me while he's live streaming, so I'm just going to...
Drywall.
Listen.
Cucumbers. What does he want?
What do you want? Top 10 worst DSP game. No, dude, we got so much other shit to go over tonight. We got some DSP appetizers, but that's so funny. Yo, let me go.
Go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I like the way you move.
Well, thank you.
Cucumbers.
Let me look on my RTU streams. Let me go to YouTube there if I type in DKOldies and see what happened. Just to see maybe the algorithm, because it knows I've uploaded videos. DKOldies.
Look, I don't know if you guys can see. I tried to go goth, paint my nails for you guys, but I messed them up.
Well, the best is, oh shit. See, you know what's funny? The ad because they're paying YouTube to put ads. So this is the plot is thickening by the second. Because if you look, because I don't have premium on my RTU streams. I already pay for premium on YouTube.
I see. Are you kidding me? Is that how it shows up?
Look, so there's an ad on top of everything for DKOldies. Okay, because RTU streams, I don't have premium. Then there's my video.
Cucumbers.
And then there's DKOldies. So So, oh my God, this must sting. So they're probably paying top fucking dollar for this ad spot to YouTube.
Oh man.
And then there's my video right under it proving that they're a fucking scam. I might be hard.
Let me. You know what? Hang on. Let's prove your theory. I'm gonna search DKOldies on my phone, and let's see if you pop up above them, like top bunk.
Yeah,
Cucumbers.
I'm on the top bunk.
Let's see.
Who says something about me tweeting? Is it because what is someone saying to me?
Oh my God! Look.
What? I can't look. Hold on.
It's true. Look at this on the phone when you search DKOldies.
It's the top thing.
Yeah, you got the ad and then literally you underneath with the stupid face of his. That double face, I made the thumbnail and you were like, this is perfect. Now they're looking at that and they're like, these motherfuckers.
No wonder why they blocked us, dude. No wonder why they blocked us. This is a PR nightmare for them. But hey, did they think they were going to be able to get away with this forever? Now, RGT posted a video. I'm glad he's doing okay, but I totally don't. He was like, what did he say? He's like, well, he said what I said initially, and I'm still saying now is like, well, if people are buying it, that's their fault. I'm like, but you're missing the part where they say they're refurbishing them thoroughly, and they're using that to justify the price increase, but we're literally getting this stuff, and they're not doing that.
Wait a minute.
That's why I told you we have to watch his video, dude.
Insomniac says, search for it incognito mode. Someone from DKOldies named Jacob R. He left messages on his Twitter. What did he say? Do you know?
Left messages to what? Who?
I'm trying to figure this out right now. Insomniac in the chat saying that somebody from DKOldies made some statements on Twitter who works there, but I'm seeing what... Let's see what he said. Maybe,
Someone got to send me a link, and I'll go into... I have a secondary Twitter for this reason.
He says, searching for it on YouTube incognito tab. Okay.
Battle of the Cucumbers, or you could just sign into a fucking secondary Twitter account.
Wait, something's...
Cucumbers.
What's going on in the chat? The head left him a voicemail. Guys, can you break down what happened? Like, what?
Everyone's like... fucking giving us like piecemeals of this Battle of the Cucumbers. Thank you, Aurelus. Thank you, General Carville, for subscribing for 4 months.
The chat is like Phil right now.
What do you mean the chat is like Phil? Are you
they're like, did you see what happened on Twitter? My dog and my cat ran away, and I had to go down the road 6 miles to get my dinner. And DKOldies was there, and my wife couldn't drive the car, and then I fucking told a story for 7 hours.
Dude, wait, you followed me from the Coleco Chameleon shit? You know what's funny? I recorded that video in Texas. Who said that? First off, thank you for watching me that long, rapid Kirby.
Texas? What the fuck were you doing there?
I was with my girlfriend. We were visiting her family. And I remember I had this like case because that's when I was doing gameplay. So I'm like, look, I need to work down here. So I brought it.
Oh.
And he what?
Yeah. I edited that, right?
No, you weren't even a thought for editing at that point.
Excuse me?
Dude, this is 2016, 2015, dude. 2015.
Well, I'm offended. You're canceled.
I remember
you're canceled.
A certain person there who is a fucking piece of shit.
8-Bit Eric.
No.
Oh.
Was like, you have all that stuff just to come here and play video games? I looked at him and went, well, it's kind of my job. And he was basically trying to like shame me for I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up, man. You're like a fucking used car salesman. Sit down.
I'm almost done.
Funny.
Sorry, guys. I'm almost done. Who was it?
Someone I won't mention. I'll tell you off stream. You know, like
a YouTuber?
No, it wasn't. It was a person who I know through other people. Typical fucking person. That's what I'll put in. No, not Wood. It's a person I know in real life.
Yeah, it was Wood. Wood went to Texas to fuck with him.
Yeah, Wood went to Texas to sleep on that person's bed. Good evening, men, women, and all other birds and horses.
Oh, yeah, wait.
What are you eating?
Were you in a closet? Cheerios. I'm fucking healthy again. Were you in a closet when this happened?
Yeah, I was on the closet. I was sleeping on the floor with a bunch of blankets. Jay touched hips with me, then let me administer penis to ass resuscitation with you.
Oh, I'd love it. Come down here to Canada. I absolutely love it.
Wait, they blocked Jacob R too? They realize, if that's accurate, Stephanie, which I don't think you'd lie to me, they realize this is like Streisand effect on steroids, right? Like, this is the worst thing to do.
I mean, I almost suggested that you and I make a video right away saying that this is their answer to the issue of their business.
Yeah, we're going to tomorrow, 100%.
Instead of them saying, oh, blah, 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 they just, yeah, well, tomorrow we're not, because I got to go to the doctor because my heart's falling out.
Or I could record it fucking in the morning. What time do you have to go there? 3, right?
Oh, God, you get it to me in the morning, I'll fucking win the lottery.
It's maybe important. I should. Or maybe even get it in the... What time did we upload the DKOldies video? Maybe... Well, 6. It depends on...
The problem is there's supposed to be a fucking snowstorm, so I'm just putting that out there. But also, I don't know when I'll be back because I don't know how long it'll take. That's why I said, I can't. I can work at nighttime. Anyways, what the fuck are we doing? Are we streaming or discussing business?
Listen, we're doing both since they kind of are tied together.
No, listen. The way we should do it is... Well, no, let's not even discuss this on here. Fuck that. Just you guys should just know the DKOldies saga. Just wait. I already know it. I haven't even told Rich this idea, and I'm not going to tell you guys this idea. But part 3, if it happens, let's just say it might happen. If it may happen, I already know how the intro is going to go. It's going to be absolutely fucking insane. Just wait.
We have surprises in store that we have to purposely be vague about.
Yeah.
I could edit too, yeah. It's a fairly simple video. That's a very good point. I don't even know why I didn't think of that. That's usually what I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll edit.
You can edit.
Well, let's see if Vegas lets me.
Yeah, that's literally what I was gonna say. You can't edit.
It's not that I don't have the skill. It's just if Magix decides if the Magix gods decides I have access to my software that day. I sent you a pic of the quartering live. It's ironic of the video he made a few weeks ago. Yeah, well, you sent me a pic. Why? What happened? For the quartering, I'll check my Twitter.
What did he do?
Who the fuck knows? Sent a photo.
He clawed his wife to death with a claw? Allegedly.
Elon Musk betrays the quartering and Steven Crowder. Who made this video?
Alex.
The quartering?
Thank you, Alex. We appreciate you. He says you don't want to be a butt fuck, trust me.
Oh.
You don't want to be butt fucked. Trust me.
Oh, that's new.
Dude, I got crazy new stuff from Phil. The Phil is the appetizer of the day, I told you.
And now I'm going to masturbate.
Oh, my God.
And then what else do we have? We got more from Phil. We got... Hold on. I got some new shit that isn't Phil, too. I forgot. Oh, yeah, we got... Ow! That's a guy putting a Q-tip in his ear from an infomercial. It sounds like he's being fucking ass-pounded. And then he screams again... And it sounds like someone's like putting their hand over his mouth because he's getting pounded. He's like, shh, stop. Watch.
Well, stop.
Dude, we got yeah. And then, well, you've heard the very intelligent brain before. That's old. But yeah, I think I got other shit on. Oh yeah, we got
Humping Steven Crowder.
Somebody in chat says RGT throwing low-cage shade was bananas. Is that a banana? I don't think RGT was throwing shade at us directly. I think he was just saying everyone's making videos and that's what YouTubers do. And then
did you watch his video though?
No,
he wasn't throwing shade necessarily. He's missing the point. Like went whoosh, over. Here's RGT's head. Here's the point, and it flew right over.
Yeah, I mean, the guy just had a heart attack. Of course, he's not going to know what he's doing. I feel bad for him.
I'm glad he's okay.
Of course, the first person. I mean, sorry, the first thing when I heard that happen, the first thing I did was message him on Facebook and said,
"Yeah, I messaged on Twitter."
Yeah, I just said, "Jesus Christ, glad you're alive, man." And he just sent me a heart, and I thought that was quite funny. I'm like, shouldn't you keep this?
Jesus, you're fucking
Sorry.
savage.
Sorry. No, I love him. He sent me a heart. I love him. I love that guy.
What was his blood pressure? Like 240 over 190?
Basically, it was KFC over McDonald's.
Cucumbers.
Bro.
And they sent him home.
He is so lucky that he's alive, and like he's just thank God. Tommenheimer, thank you. Honk if you're horny. I could give you something else. Brace yourself, Jay, before we watch Phil. This is your primer.
We're starting with Phil?
The Phil is the appetizer, yes.
I have to clear something up before we go on.
Okay, clear it up. Spread your ass.
So you guys have to understand, when I'm going on those like tirades about 8-Bit Eric and joking about all the Game Chaser stuff, I'm saying ludicrous things. You really believe that 8-Bit Eric jerked off in the back of a car? And what's funny is people made videos saying that 8-Bit Eric's a pervert, which was my ultimate goal, and it totally worked. Eric and I are like best friends. So of course I'm trolling the guy, and people take everything I said about him serious. Now, Hem and I did touch tips. I'll confirm that. That happened in the parking lot in 2015 of too many games. We could have went to jail. That happened.
Well, Techman, look at listen, touch my tip. It looks like a button mushroom.
I've been eating mushrooms all week, so I'll do it.
Look at Intro Guy, man, when he was still drinking. Like, he didn't look that bad. He wasn't, like, heavy set or anything. But his cholesterol was, like, fucking... His blood was Crisco, you know? So...
Oh, yeah.
Just because someone is slender doesn't mean they're healthy.
Yeah, look at me.
You know? Yeah, and Jay has a huge penis, too, so...
Look at me.
Go by that.
Yeah,
all right, so here we go.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
I got the drip, go. I got the tips, go. Damn, I got the drip, go. I got the tips, go.
I missed your bits, did I?
So I got a $1 tip. Can you consider consolidating uploads? When sub to your channel, you get 6 minimum notifications a day, sometimes more, to the point where it's hogging up notifications like it used to in the past. Limit.
Oh, Jay, would you hump your fellow Canuck Steven Crowder? Did someone say tips? Yes, Brahma Noodles, we said tips.
Then daily rant. Limit then daily rant to just a few times a week. What does that even mean?
It means don't do your fucking incognito podcast where it's just you complaining about shit for fucking an hour every day. It's not a podcast. You're complaining about stuff is what he's right.
Maybe limit then daily rant to just a few times a week. What? What does that mean?
I love the Hulk Hogan's around him.
What?
Jay, do you have Streamlabs open?
Yes.
What you're saying is you think I upload too much. All right, let's actually take a look at what I upload in a day. Okay? Level 1 podcast. It's a daily podcast, covers different topics every day. Love doing it, not stopping that. Gameplay. Every day I upload 5 gameplay videos. 3 for the morning,
Jesus Christ.
2 for the night.
I didn't realize he was still doing that.
Oh, God, he does. That's like his primary... He must be making decent money. I don't know who's watching that.
Breasts.
He can't be made. No, dude, he gets like 300 views a video. I thought he was only uploading a couple. Why am I not seeing breasts on the screen? So after 3 days of Wi-Fi deciding it wasn't going to reach my room anymore, I said, fuck it, a 100-foot Ethernet cable from Best Buy and directly hardwired my laptop to the modem, eat my ass Xfinity. I've done that before, too. Dude, I have a lot of 100-foot cords just like fucking chilling in my closet. I'm not kidding. Why are we not seeing the fucking...
What?
Oh, we see the donation. It's not speaking out the donation. He sent $3.
This
Late
again?
stream. If I actually have
Let me look at
longer sessions or longer videos, usually it's 2 for the morning.
Send it again to me on Twitter,
Correct?
Drywall.
And then there's a daily
Oh, wait,
wrap.
no, you sent it here.
Daily wrap is the way that I tell you everything that happened during the day. If you missed out on those videos, it's a way to recap it or whatever. All right? And I know what's coming tomorrow. Now,
Why does his head look weird?
Because they put the Hulk Hogan thing.
outside of that,
And plus his mom combed his hair. That's why his hairline's receding, according to Phil. His mom combed his hair. He's like, oh, you want to know why my hair on one side, the hairline's receding more than the other side? Because my mom combed my hair till I was 16. I'm like, that's great, Phil.
Wait. My mom. Okay.
His mom combed his hair till he was 16. I'm not kidding.
Why?
He said this.
Yeah, it's not reading things again as usual. Okay.
You want me to read it? Or you want to?
I got it. I can read. I learned some books while you were gone in COVID.
Gone in COVID.
You went in COVID. Did you guys watch the video, by the way, where he spits out cofils? I called them cofils, covids instead of covids.
Cofap.
Cofaps. Hope you and Jay are doing well. I had to call a specialist to my house today. My basement was flooded. That sucks, man. Not fun. Moral of the story as follows. Oh, God. I have peed in my basement. You know what to do.
Dude, do you know, I know I'm going all over right now, but do you realize how they're
Go all over me. Go all over me.
Dude, they're fucking must be freaking out. They're paying YouTube to put ads in our videos right next to their ads.
Oh, it's absolutely fucking insane. Can you guys do us a favor? Go to YouTube and search DKOldies and tell us if our video is above.
If our video,
yeah,
or if it's right next to the ad. Yeah, it's literally right below the ad.
Alex says, "Will there be a DKOldies Part 3?"
Stay tuned. That's all I'll say. I don't want to go. I'm not going into details. It might, maybe not, maybe so. We're talking about it. That's all I can say. Yeah. Where is Louis Rossman to commemorate with Phil over receding hairlines? There's literally a guy who's named Louis Rossman's receding hairline on my YouTube streams.
Everyone says it's exactly where it is when you look for it. Yep, it's above. It's by the ad.
That's amazing. That's why they blocked us. That's probably that was the impetus, I bet.
Could you imagine you have a business and you pay money, probably thousands of dollars to be up there, and then all of a sudden,
tens of thousands.
Yeah, all of a sudden there's a video that says you guys suck. But listen.
No, they're scam beyond. That's even harder, and it's true.
It's not even on us. Yeah, it's not even on us. Like, if it was a good company, we wouldn't be sitting here going like, these guys are fucking scam artists. Because then that would be illegal. That would be like us saying, why don't you just sue us? But we're allowed to make the video. You ordered stuff from them. Do you want to get started into this? Because I can explain everything.
Go ahead.
Let me explain this to everybody watching, because I don't think a lot of people know that I actually worked in a retro game store. I helped build well, now I wouldn't say help build. I mean, they built themselves, but I helped move them into a bigger location, which turned out to be super huge for them. Anyways, in Toronto, ANC Games, it's Nebula, the biggest retro store in Toronto. Biggest store in probably all of Ontario. And let me just say this. That dirtiness that takes place in the consoles and the cucumbers and all that stuff, that comes from the top down. If the owners of that store aren't on top of everything, then it's an instant fail. Because at ANC Games, we learned the hard way that if you don't do it yourself, your workers aren't going to take that extra steps unless you make it an initiative. And the managers at DKOldies are clearly failing. Now, I don't know who the managers are. I don't know what they're doing over there.
They're failing by design. That's not a flaw. That's the feature. They want a minimal effort, maximum profit, because you don't have to pay for the manpower.
Well, yeah, let me tell you my theory. And I'll give them a little bit. I'll give them a little bit of credit. The only little credit I'll give them is that they have a huge inventory. Huge inventory. That's it. That inventory has never been touched primarily by them. I guarantee it. You think they actually?
No, of course not.
Yeah, they're not paying any. So when at ANC Games, when a console came in like that, there's a guy there that cleans it up now, that actually makes sure it's working and opens it up and all that stuff. But also at ANC Games, we sold them as used, as is. We didn't, there was certain versions that were fixed, and we would say, oh, this is refurbished, cleaned, all this stuff. We would have different levels because some people didn't want to pay $300 US to get a fucking N64. They would just want an N64 that works. Okay, here it is. We cleaned the outside of it for you. We didn't make lies up. We didn't say everything was refurbished in the bloody old store.
That's the difference.
Yeah, that's the main difference. It's like, what they don't understand is like, I also worked at EB Games, GameStop, is that when these consoles get that amount of dust on them, they give out. It's not like they're just like, oh, we're making a big deal out of nothing. Do you know how many systems, PS2s came back? PS3s as well, when I worked at GameStop because of dust issues. And we would open them up in the store and they'd be like full of bugs and cockroaches and all this nonsense. So long story short, I know what's going on over there. Basically, here's exactly what's happened. They've been around for so long, they have such a massive inventory that the managers and the owners have basically, allegedly, I'm saying this, have given up. And they have so much stock and so many customers that they're coasting. They don't need to they don't care about new customers that much. They must not. So they just basically rely on the customers that they've got for the last 12 years because they're 12 years old. And they're not cleaning anything. They don't need to. The problem here is calling it refurbished is illegal.
When it's not. Yeah. They're
It's
literally
illegal.
flat out lying to the customers. They are not doing what they show in their videos. And I'm spending the extra money to get the ones that they supposedly refurbished. They're lying. They're flat out. We're proving it by opening up the. What are they going to say? That I put the dust in there myself?
No, so
Like,
that's the thing. Like, if Rich took that to, or anybody took their console to the Better Bureau of Business in the States and said, "Listen, these guys are," they'd be.
thought you were going to say to my bedroom.
Oh, I'll take it to Rich's bedroom and he'll clean it up with his dick. But it's pathetic because you know what makes me really angry about this situation is because I worked in a retro game store. I know the customer. I know the clientele that comes in there. But also, I had a single... This sounds so dramatic, but it really is the case. When you have a single parent that's working their ass off and they don't know what they're doing and they come into your store and, hey, can you help me? My son wants a PS2. Oh, yeah, we'd love to... Blah, blah, blah. It's so overpriced, and they say that it's clean, and they get this single parent brings it home to this kid who just wants to play games, and he's lucky if the system lasts fucking 3 months.
At most, yeah.
Yeah, at ANC Games, do you know how many parents would come in and be like, I don't know anything about anything? And we'd be like, okay, well, this is this. And we'd explain, oh, my son wanted this. And we'd explain all of this detail to them. And then they'd be like, okay, I get it now. But so many people go to DKOldies
not knowing anything. And they just take advantage of the people. It's pathetic in my opinion. It's horror, and we are like their fucking kryptonite. See, there was a lot of smaller channels talking about this, and it's not that I'm fucking PewDiePie, but there were Mr. Beast. The funny thing is I wonder if they have some kind of ties to Mr. Beast, because then remember we just did an order for Mr. Beast.
Nah, Mr. Beast ordered from them. From my understanding, it wasn't even Mr. Beast. It was just his team found. They just looked up retro gaming stores on the internet, found DKOldies, and just put an order in. Like, Mr. Beast spent so much money that he has teams of people that just spend his money for him. So it has nothing.
Videos, yeah.
It has nothing to do with him. This is what they did. Oh, it's Mr. Beast. You know, maybe they said in the email or whatever, hey, this is for Mr. Beast or whatever. This is where we're shipping it. They looked into it and said, oh my God, it's Mr. Beast.
Oh my God, algorithm. They probably had algorithm boners.
Yeah, of course. Listen, they're on YouTube. What do you expect them to do? So
I would do the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if Mr. Beast came over there and made you a hamburger on your ass, we'd make a video about it. But
it had to be a gold-plated hamburger, though.
But of course they're going to say Mr. Beast ordered. Of course. Yeah, you think Mr. Beast even has fucking 2 minutes to sit there and order video games from you? He's got a team of people doing that. But long story short, I just have a problem with it because of those single parents that go there and spend the extra money in it, and they're lying to them. It pisses me off because I did all the work to make sure that when we sold consoles at our store, they were fucking clean and they worked. And there was no issues like broken controller inputs and fucking disc trays falling off and all the shit you've dealt with. Parts of the console missing. Dude, if
the video port being fucking bent and fucked up.
Yeah, if we sold... Well, I'm trying to think of the pricing here. If we sold that Super Nintendo to you, there'd be a fucking discount on it just because the case was broken. We wouldn't fucking pretend that it wasn't.
Well,
you know?
All I could say to them is we may have more surprises in store.
Oh, well, you guys, you know what? You guys love us, so we love you, and of course, there's probably
yeah. So buckle up, DKOldies. We're probably not done.
And let me say this though, there's fucking people on Twitter giving me shit, giving you shit because we called them out. They're like people saying like,
who?
There's just idiots in the retro gaming community saying, well, you guys don't need to order from them. I'm like, you're missing the fucking point.
That's why we're going to watch RGT's video, because he really missed the point.
He's on He's on heart medication. What do you want? Courage is solid. 100 bits says, Rich J, when are you two going to create an OnlyFans account, bang each other's brains out? It would be Wes's wildest dreams.
You get the sweet taste of ass.
You'd make millions. Listen, this is no joke. I got banned on Facebook for sending Rich a photo of a penis on a bird. He messaged me on...
that was in Messenger too. So that means they are fucking straight up tracking like your
they are
DMs now.
Like
Mark Zuckerberg is probably just sitting there like,
Actually, I looked into this. Get this. From my understanding, they're doing random searches into certain things to make sure there's no like pornography in them. So it picked up the penis on the bird and banned me for a day.
Penis on the bird.
I swear, this is
in a DM. Like, what happens if, like, dude, I've had women send me tip pics way back in the day. Like,
you could get banned randomly for it. I swear to God. That's what happened.
Fucking AI. Yeah, it's AI enforcement. But that means they're going through. Like, what happens if you're just having a private conversation? Like, I'm telling you that's by design. So, like, if someone, like, say one day I wanted to run for office and they'd be like, oh, yeah, he was getting a bunch of pictures of breasts.
Yeah.
No.
That's exactly.
You don't think that the government's like, yeah, we don't want this guy. He would actually try to make change and take away the corruption. Let people know that he's human and likes looking at titties, because we, for human beings, can't, like, we lose our minds with that.
Well, I did look into it. You technically are not supposed to send nudity or messages like that on Messenger, according to their guidelines. So I guess they're allowed. And also, when you sign up, it doesn't say that Facebook Messenger is private.
But it's whatever. But it's a messenger. It's like that's what I was saying when we were watching cringe compilations the other day.
Yes, I saw a tweet saying it was B-Day. So happy birthday, PogChamp.
Thank you. It's $10. Thanks, Wubs.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate that. It's my birthday very soon. I don't know if I want to really say when my birthday exactly is, but it's very soon. And I decided to replace the computer I edit Rich's videos on. So I got an M2 Pro Mini Mac.
Yeah, you fucking needed to.
I needed to. My PC is like fucking Phil's PC. It's falling apart. My cat sat on it. The disc tray exploded. The cat's ass exploded on the disc tray. It's fucking...
See, but I have a Threadripper from that vintage. Was it that person that I'm thinking of that built that computer for you?
Yeah, it is.
Explains plenty. Anyway, let's get back to
Phil.
So
let's read. Well, no, we got to read some of these. We're late. Two last name says, where is Louis Rossman to...
Bird breasts. You understand?
Yeah, read this one. Who the fuck is Louis Rossman?
Louis Rossman. He's a fairly big YouTuber. So, wait. What happened? Where is it? I don't even know who said it.
Two last names. Right here. I'm...
Look, listen. Rise next to me and clean my analog stick.
What?
That's another one, I guess. Is there another one from
yeah.
names?
There's 5 down from that.
5 down. Why are some of them grayed out and some of them not? I can't see.
I'm doing that. Okay. Well, he says, why does Louis Rossman charismerate? Charismerate? Is that a rate?
Commemorate.
Is that... I can't fucking read. With Phil over the receding hairlines.
Commiserate? Or I don't know. I don't know that word. I don't know. Well, he blames his mom for... Phil blames everyone else for everything, even down to his fucking receding hairline. Do you realize that? He can't even take... Like, dude, your hair is just... You just going bald. Like, it's okay. You're 40.
Yeah,
like, he
I'm
even
going bald.
He's blaming his mom. What does your mom have to do with anything?
Don
besides
Juan.
the DNA?
Don Juan says, do you think Andrew Taint is innocent?
No.
No, he's not fucking innocent. Dude, if you
They
run
have
a, if
cucumbers.
you run a fucking business with webcam girls and you're telling me he never did anything with any of them, get real.
Especially when he's recorded saying
that he did do something with them.
Yeah,
But
I
anyways.
love raping you.
Yeah, allegedly.
When someone on the phone says that I love raping you, they're probably a rapist. I don't know. That's just me.
Big Dog resub for 2 months. Thank you. Love you, Big Dog.
Sage03, thank you for resubbing.
Bagel Josh 50 bits says
Cucumbers.
I used to work at a used video game store a few years ago, and that video made me legit mad. Yeah, man,
It should.
It pisses me off. Demonic wants for 100 bits. Says Jay, can you do DSP purchasing from DKOldies? What does that mean?
Could you imagine they need DSP to run that place. That's what they need. He has a business degree, so Rich, if someone paid you 100 mil to cream your pants soaking wet on stream, cream my pants what? Like bust a nut? No. Because I
For 100 mil.
Probably not.
Why?
Because you always be the guy noticed. You would never be able to do anything.
Breasts.
You have
When I
100
finish
fucking mil.
work, I'm gonna watch this stream while I work out. Give me some motivation, daddies.
Yes, of course. I got something for you.
Yeah, give him it.
Congratulations.
This guy. I miss the simpler times of Hot Boot Camp.
Can we get him back?
Congratulations.
Maybe he works with
Congratulations.
DKOldies.
Congratulations.
Try to relax your anus.
Congratulations.
I'm sure you are
Congratulations.
unemployed, Joe Bidet. You got the hustler's degree.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
I'm never blowing bubbles ever again.
Breasts. Breasts.
Congratulations.
Soul, thank you. Soul
Congratulations.
Kustos.
Congratulations.
Hoping
Congratulations.
Steven Crowder.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
M Wheel in the
Cucumbers.
How about that?
M Wheel in the chat says Mini Mac worth getting for everyday use computer. Absolutely, the cheap one, $5.99 American, is probably the best Mac value I've ever seen in my life. It's this. Let me just go on a very small, very quick rant because no one gives a shit. But the M2 Pro chip is faster than the M1 Ultra in all of the Studio Macs, which is fucking insane because it's almost half the price. So yes, I did some research on them. They're totally worth it. You can do on the M1 and the M2 Mini Mac, you can do 2 streams of 8K footage on top of each other without dropping frames, which is like lunacy. Like
Jesus.
Ask Rich if that's lunacy. It's fucking lunacy. And that's on the base model with 8 gigabytes of RAM. 2
Cucumbers.
fucking streams at full resolution of 8K footage runs only when you put 3 on top of each other does it start to drop frames. It's madness. I have no idea how they did it.
Yeah. No, M2 Max is faster than the M1 Ultra Max. So maybe did you get the M2 Max or no?
No, I got the M2 Pro, which is the highest version of it on the Mini Max. Like this Mini Mac I got will last me 15 years because I'm not doing 8K on it. Basically, I could edit your show in real time with no proxies. I'm doing it in 4K, full resolution, no issues, no drop frames. I could do. Yeah, I could.
Fucking hate proxies. Can't stand proxies.
Yeah, there's obviously no proxies anymore. Also, you can like. I think I could play probably 10 streams of 4K footage on top of each other before it would even. I don't even think it would do anything at that point.
That's nuts, man.
So that's why I bought it, so I could do better shit with the show, right? Because it's a time thing, right?
Especially because we're going into more high production value shit too, you know? So it's not just news anymore. So
Remember when you take 4 days to edit that video, Jay? Just kidding. Oh, what video was that? I probably was fucking...
That's kind of why we're watching this too. Phil's rant here ties into like our DKOldies videos and stuff. You'll see what I'm talking about. Somehow it always involves Phil, but it does involve Phil. Because he's going to say something stupid.
Costos resub for 4 months. Thank you. Says Daddies.
Thank you.
I placed an order with DKOldies for Custer's Revenge. Oh, God. And the free gift I received was
The
a
game
beautiful
is so
cock.
fucked up.
Happy 4 months on Twitch. Is it 4 months that we've been doing this?
Yeah, 4 months on and off. We've done like a whopping 4 streams.
4 streams? Congratulations.
We got to do more.
Oh,
Like I said, COVID fucked me up.
Oh, we'll do more. We'll definitely do more. I'm waiting for my refurbished Amico. Talk about false advertising by DKOldies, says Dens. Thank you, Dens, for the 100 bits.
So you're waiting. So you're waiting for a 2015 entry-level smartphone with a Bluetooth controller.
Thank you, Adam. Sorry,
Joe Bidet. Here's to support my Jay's M2. I can't talk. It's a powerful
I'll
machine.
I'll do it.
Yeah, finish it.
You got COVID, so you go lie down. Here's to support Jay's M2 Mini Mac. It's a powerful message. Hey, what? I don't even know what word I said. I got the M1 MacBook Pro.
Powerful massage.
Yeah, I said something like that. It's silent, even at full load. Yeah, you know what? You know, we are kind of a tech show as well, but guys, these M chips are fucking lunacy. Like right now I'm running everything off of an M1 Pro? Or is it what is my Mac? What is my Mac? Let's look at it together here. About this Mac. I'm on an M1 Pro, 16 gig MacBook Pro. So, by the way, you guys like my horror shirt? I just got it. I went a little crazy this couple of months. Oh, I decided to curl this up so I could be a loser. Look at that. This beard is a mighty fine beard. I'm going to go on to... Why am I talking like that? I don't know. You look like Keemstar? Oh, no. I'm shaving tomorrow. I look like a French villain? Bonjour. Oh, I did this on purpose for the stream, by the way. Let's go through some... Armstrong, 100 bits, says, Secret Service found classified documents at Mike Pence's house. Congratulations. Miguel followed us. Thank you. Adam gifted 1 sub. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate you. Love the way you move. It went to CM. Thank you, CM, for following us. X-Link, thanks for the follow. Adam, appreciate your 200 bits here. That says some stuff that makes no sense to me. Love you. Did your Mac come with cheese? Yes, definitely.
Cucumbers.
2 last names, resub 4 months. Thank you, sir. You've been following us on the adventure here, eh? Appreciate you. Love the way you move. Take me in your arms, Jay. Reese, missed you. Oh, Mighty Furtado's here. Everyone get in the chat. Congratulate Chris on his wedding. On getting married. Congratulations, Chris. Love the way you moved. Love the way you brought me a sub. Love the way that you caressed that sub as you drove it to my house 45 minutes. That's a true story. Jay, feeling better? I'm feeling pretty good, man. Basically...
Grabbed a whole bunch of seltzer. Oh.
Basically what happened was I was sort of monitoring my heart. I sound like RGT, except I don't think I had a heart attack. I'm glad he's alive, by the way. I know it's funny I have to add that in there. Well, Jay, will there ever be a day that Phil doesn't beg or cry? No.
No, never.
No. Never.
We're about to... This one actually kind of pissed me off a little bit because this just shows he does not understand YouTube in the slightest.
Birds.
Yeah, I've started uploading YouTube shorts, right? People wanted these. This is something that people said everyone's doing.
Yeah, we're going to start doing those in February, Jay. I already have one planned. I got to figure out a YouTube short. We got to figure out how to edit them.
Oh, yeah, those are easy.
Okay, because there's one I want to do on a 2 terabyte drive for the PS5 and Series
Wait,
X.
we have an idea, right? Yeah.
Yes, that one.
I
That's
know
going to be a
Blast.
huge one.
We need some Last Battle dungeon music playing whilst we imagine Dad, Bird, Rich, and Jay sitting from a tree double team shitting on DSP's chest without the plastic wrap. Also need TCAP boobies and breasts.
Yes, of course.
Breasts. Boobies. Breasts. Boobies. Breasts. Boobies. Breasts.
We love you. Never
love
blown
you.
bubbles. We love you, man. Or woman.
I'm never blowing bubbles ever again.
Everyone does YouTube shorts. You got to do them too. It's interesting. It's necessary. And by the way, the shorts are doing well. The shorts, view-wise, do better than my videos. Just being honest, they do. And I think that's just the nature of the beast is you upload something fast, more people are going to watch it than a video that's an hour long of gameplay. Give you some perspective here, okay?
Why do you still make those long-ass raw videos, dude? Like, he can't even be getting like 300,000 views a month.
By the way, we already have ads on these shorts. Did you know that?
Oh, we do.
Yeah, you could turn them on. I figured that out because you uploaded a pug video, and I went in there and was like, wait a minute. And I turned ads on. I don't know if you made money on it yet or how that works, but we'll look into it.
Yes. Oh, wait. Dude.
Breasts.
Did you see?
With all due respect to Phil, I would not call what he does for a living as quote-unquote work. He literally just plays games and uploads the streams. It's not easy, but it's not work either.
Well,
but
I mean, the problem is that being a YouTuber is not an easy job. However, it's not. It can
hard
be.
Either.
It's not hard, but it can be hard. It can be very stressful. Like I don't think
consuming.
It's time consuming. I don't think you guys also realize. Then I'm not saying all this stuff to say like, oh, poor Rich, poor Jay,
poor me. Yeah.
We're doing fine. It's fine. But I'm gonna add in that Rich doesn't have somebody above him that's giving him fucking healthcare and all this stuff. Like he can't take a vacation without taking a hit on his channel. I can't just randomly disappear for a month because he can't handle the whole thing. So it's like YouTubers have to be 24/7 if they want to take this seriously, and people don't understand that. After years of doing it, you want to take a vacation, but like if Rich told me, "Hey, I'm taking a 2-week vacation," we'd be like, "Okay, well, there goes the channel." Because
I've taken a month off, dude. When I was moving, and I survived. Yeah,
when's that?
I uploaded like 2 videos. That was like August of 2017.
Oh, how big was the channel at the time?
Like 600,000 subscribers.
Oh, well.
You know.
Forget everything I just fucking said then.
Then there's JonTron who uploads like 1 video a year. But what we're talking about, though, not even that. What we're talking about is like doing projects like the DKOldies video. That's not some like it feels like, oh, they upload 1 video a day. You're not just talking about us. He's just saying in general. He's like, that's not the way to do it.
No, you know how much editing goes into that now? Like those videos are 8 hours minimum for me now. I'm going over them to make sure that everything's perfect and I got as many jokes as I can put in there. Also, I have to balance it. I can't make the whole video a fucking joke because I know you guys like the jokes, but not everybody watches Rich for the birds.
It would get corny. Corny. Yeah.
So I throw a joke here and there. It's like, I know what I'm doing now. I've done it long enough to know that it's, I'm not going to turn it into a giant meme video, but I think I put enough jokes in it. It takes 8 hours. It takes him 8 hours to film. I know it sounds like it doesn't, but he's got to get his dad in there to open the thing, and all these things that you guys don't know about are happening behind the scenes. It's not like he just like wakes up, rolls out of the top bunk, out of the closet, and fucking pulls a video out of his ass.
It's not. And the thing is too, a lot of people say, "Oh, Rich," especially when we're just doing news, why do you have an editor? Well, first off, I definitely need one now. But even back then, because do you guys think I'd be able to stream on almost a daily basis? I'm not saying it to you. A lot of you understand, but to the people you would say that, it's like they don't understand how this shit works. But Phil also, but on the flip side, no, Phil, you don't need to upload 5 gameplay videos that 100 people are going to watch a day.
Phil couldn't edit himself out of a fucking paper bag.
No. And the thing that's amazing, like Gundam brought up, is that he had a video, an edited review that went viral. And instead of like how we're making more videos of the ones that are doing really well, because that's what people with common sense would do. Yeah. Phil went on a vacation.
Oh my!
He had a video go viral for once in his life, and he goes on vacation because that's what you should do.
Punti Unit 100 bits says, Dad and Jay, will you do a special on May 1st stream? Maybe dress up as Phil and have some sort of FAP celebration on cam?
Well, we won't jerk off for obvious reasons, but yes, we will have a May 1st with FAP pictures. I'll have Jay Photoshop them.
Oh yeah.
And we'll have May 1st shirts. We can't sell them for obvious reasons, but we'll have May 1st shirts. I'm serious. I'm not kidding.
Oh, yeah, we will actually have May 1st shirts. That's super easy. Lo-Fi Resub for 2 months. Thank you. That's 4 in a row. Says you don't want to get butt fucked. Trust me. Oh, I'm sorry.
You need that.
You don't want to be butt fucked. Trust me.
That's funny. Cartman 100 bits says Phil is a creature of habit. All the bad ones. Yeah, I agree. I don't know how he got caught up in that, but he says he gets people to play.
What?
Pay to stick to his boring channel content and feed his WWE addiction. Yeah, he's lost his mind. I think he's actually lost his mind, and he wakes up and he only knows to do one thing because he has to survive. He's got to make money.
And the thing is that he's painted himself into a corner, and he's still begging. I was literally on his channel. We watched it yesterday. We were on DSPGaming, and he was indirectly begging. He's like, if you want to support with super chats, you can if you want. You know, you don't have to, but
like, I understand promotion while streaming because I used to stream as well, and I made a decent amount streaming, and I only had like, you guys are like the biggest audience I've had for live streaming. When I streamed, I'd have like 30, 40 people watching me. But those 34 people, whatever, I didn't have to sit there and say, hey guys,
no,
I'm having a bad stream. Please support me. Please do that. It's just, I would do it once in a while just to remind them, hey, I'm trying to make a living doing this. But I wasn't like, please, my girlfriend, my cat's out of my girlfriend. Her legs don't work.
No, yeah, or I want to take my wife to dinner tomorrow, and I don't have money. If you don't tip me, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Great idea,
Thank you,
Jay.
True Exalt, by the way.
24-hour RTU Rich live stream, fully exposed. Showing daily tasks like worshipping pics of Keemstar on the ceiling, taking meds to cure bipolar like DSP says.
Did he? Yeah, he said I was bipolar.
Yeah, of course. Making plans to tree shitting onto the Cording's chest with no plastic wrap, etc. Oh,
he might like that. He probably wants Brittany Venti to shit on his chest.
Who's that? Sounds familiar.
She's like the other right winger fucking YouTuber.
Yeah, that loser. Hey, I got news. Speaking of right winging loser YouTubers, Melanie Mac unfollowed me. It was only a matter of time.
Well, she knows you're my editor. I knew that was coming.
Oh no, my friendship with Melanie Mac is over. Oh no.
Yeah, you don't make a lot of friends being pricks like Jay and I. Just letting you know.
Oh, like I give a shit. I smelled her ass. I smelled her ass once. It smelled like butter. Let's move on.
You better watch, man. They're fucking two-faced. Jay sexually assaulted me with his nose.
Yeah, she assaulted my nose with her butter.
Anyway, here's Phil to tell you more. Wait, hold on. To be fair, hot women shitting. Oh, shit, I almost knocked over my seltzer. To be fair, hot women shitting on you doesn't seem like a bad time. Well, you could have people shit on you. I'll pass. Thank you.
YouTube short I uploaded this morning. All right. And this was as I told you.
Yes, he does, Nail, dude. He does.
1 minute montage
that would
of the
save
weirdest
his career.
night of Warzone ever.
I'm not even kidding.
Already has 1,700 views and 82 thumbs up within an hour and a half.
It's actually, that kind of is not terrible, especially for him.
Yeah, but no, wait. It's called shorts for a reason, because the attention span of people is so short. So essentially, he's got people in his audience that are like, I'm not watching a fucking 4-hour video of Phil, but they'll watch like a 40-second video of him because it's 40 seconds. So even his theory here that like, oh, my shorts are going to do well. Of course they're going to do well. They're fucking 40 seconds long. Anyways.
Maybe he should take the hint and just do highlights it, but that would require him to edit. He actually like asked his audience to edit them for them.
Well, it's there's a YouTuber I follow who used to be doing unboxings. He just went to shorts. That's all he does. What's his fucking name? God damn.
Breasts.
You guys have to know him. I got to think of his name though. Anyways, let me look this up while you.
I don't know. I should check my Steam Deck. I haven't turned this thing on in a while because I've been using I don't want to name the product again because everyone thinks I'm fucking sponsored by them, and I'm not. So I'm not going to say it. To those of you who know, you know, and to those of you who don't know, I don't know what the hell to tell you. Just relax your shoulders.
I'm just seeing so many people are talking to me about the DKOldies shit.
Do I need an update for my system? This has to need an update. Yeah.
Oh, Lamar Wilson. Oh yeah, Lamar Wilson. He switched from doing long form videos to just shorts, and he said he's doing better doing that. Which
Breasts.
I don't know how he's doing
I didn't know you
that.
streamed on Twitch, Rich. Man, I'm behind lol anyways. How are you, Rich?
I'm doing good. I'm actually updating my Steam Deck because I haven't used it in a while. I've been using another console that I won't name. And, of course, Abby's in the chat going, "You mean the Aya Neo 2, Rich?" Yeah. Yes, Abby. That's what I mean. Your sister's breast mug sold it to me.
Abby.
Abby's a fucking legend.
Where does Abby live? Who's Abby?
I don't know. Abby, where are you from, dude? You're a legend, dude. I don't know. I think I know where Google Fish is from. Yo, Google Fish changed his name. Hold on. Who's messaging me?
So, wait, Melanie Mac's ass smelled like butter? Seems like it. No, that's just a joke. Well, she was getting in a van in front of me, and I was looking the other way. I didn't realize she's like, I don't know why she did this, but she just like bent down and looked into the back, and I was looking to the left, and when I turned my head to look like into the truck, because I was getting in, the van I should say, with Ubisoft, her ass was like literally almost touching my nose. And I took a sniff. I took one sniff.
That's okay. That's before she took right-wing think tank dollars and became a fucking psychopath and started eating butter and being a right-wing. She's literally the female version of the Quartering.
Oh,
except
she's lost her goddamn mind. She's lost it.
No, dude, it's like Chris Ray Gun literally made a short about this, and I already knew this, but he just confirmed what we already knew. He had some of those shady right-wing think tanks. He didn't name them, come up to him and say, yo, just toe the right-wing line and just always have right-wing takes, and we'll give you a ton of fucking money. And he was like, nah, I'm good. And he's like, he saw some people at the same time all of a sudden miraculously become conservatives, and he's like, I know who. It's like, it's sad. I know who took the money.
By the way, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that short. But by the way, I did shoot my shot with Melanie.
No, I wouldn't take the money, dude. It's just not. It's not worth it. For what? And in the end, you have no credibility. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Her and I. Sorry. Back on the Melanie thing. Her and I stayed in the same hotel. I had her phone number, and I text her at like 7 at night. I'm like, what are you doing? Let's hang out. I didn't have any motives or anything. I was just like, I'm never going to see her again, so I may as well try to hang out with her.
You know.
And she didn't answer me.
Can I smell your butt again? You know.
Cucumbers.
Shala Afina, thank you very much. Let's see if we can get through a 4-minute video.
Yeah, it's not happening.
It's not. Dude, 3 months. Appreciate you guys and appreciate the Twitter follow, Rich. You're very welcome. What Jay means to say is that he and Melanie jumped on the bang bus when it stopped for them. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. She didn't. No, she's a weird woman. Very weird.
Well, dude, what I know exactly. This is speculation. This I have to say allegedly because I don't know. She tried YouTube. I remember when she used to try really hard and like scream and flip over couches and shit like that. I'm exaggerating just a little bit, but that didn't work out. So she would get like 5,000 views a video when she was on like her 400,000 view channel. Our 400,000 sub channel. So then she went over to GameStop. That didn't work out. Apparently she got canceled by GameStop because she said something. And then she just went right wing. Let me tell you what happened. Her YouTube channel flopped. GameStop flopped. So she took right wing money, and that's why she's a fucking psychopath now, just like the Quartering.
Well, she's also super religious. So that explains everything.
So that means that she's stupid. Okay.
Well, it means she's absolutely fucking insane, but that's another story.
We have now lost 3/4 of our religious audience.
Sorry. I mean, I'm not going to talk about religion on this show ever.
No,
if you want to
either.
believe in that, go nuts. I don't give a shit. You can go sleep with who you want, love who you want. I don't care what you do at all. As long as you don't come up to me and tell me that I need to fucking believe in it. I don't give a shit. Go have fun.
That's exactly how I am. You could believe, you could have whatever beliefs you want. Just don't force them down my throat. If you force them down my throat, then we're going to have problems.
I'll force something down your throat.
Listen, it better be a foot long, and it better have peppers on it.
What's 6 inches a foot, right? So, yeah, it is. Andy, 100 bits says, can you quack? You quack like a duck when you suck? Can you... I got to read this?
Can you quack like a duck when you fuck? Yeah, he's talking about the dude who sits there shaking his junk around with. He looks like your cousin. If you had a cousin, he'd be in this rock band wearing a thong. We said he looks like a mixture of Jay and Jesus.
Remember I took my hair out on that stream, and you guys named me Jesus?
We'll have to... Dude, I don't know if we could show it here because it's Twitch. Fuck.
Oh, no. Don't even... It literally is the last show, so if you do that.
Anyway, let's get back to Phil so we can finally get to DKOldies. Because there's a point he brings up here. It's
hey,
like,
how's the pug?
You.
Where's the pug?
The pug is downstairs sleeping, driving my family crazy.
Yeah, I was going to say, how's the pug doing?
The pug is doing wonderful. She's a sweet little dog.
Okay. Carlos is having a good time with her?
Yeah, she's actually licking corn out of his holes, though.
Okay, well, that's something I wanted to know.
Listen.
Yeah, it's doing really well.
Wait, Brazio murdered a dude? Of course he did. Of course he did.
Sorry, who? What?
There is a fucking guy...
Baby...
who's like this. I don't even know what the fuck he is. He literally goes around and gets paid to stare at people. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
So, like, we have to watch a video. Hold on. Phil, we can get away from Phil for a minute.
Cucumbers.
What? Let me look up. There's Mike Pence looking like he's about to take a shit.
Wait, did my cat jump to her death? Where is she?
Dude, your cat allegedly jumps to her death every fucking stream.
Let me go find her. This is fucked up. Where's my cat? Is she in the bed down here?
Here he is. Well, we gotta wait for Jay.
Where are you?
Let me see. Where is Brocco? Now I gotta look this up, dude. Can you quack like a... Can you fart on my nuts when we fuck? Brocco murder.
What are you doing?
Murder his mentor? In 1995, the intention of this article is not to accuse someone, but to posit a question that deserves further inquiry.
Can you put me full screen for 5 seconds?
Yeah, why? What are you doing?
My cat is in the shot. My cat's in the shot. Look, put me on full.
You're full.
If you look right by that Starfrid box, you'll see her 2 ears. Right there. Those are her ears. See? There's my cat. Thank you.
Dude, cats could jump like 12 stories. Just let her jump. Like, she probably could like fly down like a bat to the butt and eat your roommate's steak.
Eat my ass.
She'll fly and eat your ass too. In 1995, just as the Croatian War of Independence is coming to an end, 2 men from a small post-war country sit side by side on a beach together in South Africa. They are celebrating the end of a 5-year blah, 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 blah. The other man, Joseph, who is also at a success... His wife... Why is this...
Can I make a suggestion?
What?
Switch the screen, because I've just been waving while you read for the last 5 minutes.
I know. I thought you wanted to do something stupid. That's why I left it up. So this man goes around the world staring at people, okay? As the 2 men sit by the ocean together, gazing out into the horizon, they touch penises. Prokop took off all his trademark gold jewelry, which he was never in his wallet, and placed them onto the sand beside him. Moments later, a rogue wave emerged from the belly of the South African shoreline and swallowed Prokop, leaving Brazio intact and his jewelry and wallet unscathed. Wow, that's convenient. Brazio's Wikipedia page at one point stated that Prokop's body was found and he had multiple gashes in the lower abdomen. So basically, this guy killed this other guy to take over his staring for money business. Only humanity. This is, and you want to know what this? I got to look into this more, but that's insane.
Somebody asked where I get my horror movie T-shirts from. There's a bunch of places. I get them from Fright Rags, Gutter Grabs. There's, I don't know. Follow me on Twitter. I'll let you know. Message me there.
Listen. What,
so sorry. This guy murdered somebody to be where he is what you're saying?
I guess his mentor of whatever the fuck he is. This is what he does. Look. This is what he does.
Okay, I'm watching.
Prepare to get hard.
I am hard. I bricked.
Breasts.
I swear to God, this is what he does. This is what he does. This is how he makes his living. And he murdered some other guy, allegedly, to do this.
How long does he do this?
For 5 minutes. How long is the he stares at you. Listen, what do you feel when you stare at this man? Tell me. Spiritual Spider, thank you. Hey, you beautifully. Can I please get a QVC laugh? Yes.
Okay, listen. Pause the video. You want to know what I see?
What? Someone wanted that. Continue. I'm sorry.
You know when you showed me the ASRMW guy, whatever it is,
ASMR, A B C D E F G. Yes.
Yeah.
Continue.
That, by the way, I messed that up as a joke because I'm a comedian. But all you do is show me serial killers on the show. This guy, my intuition is going off. This guy actually did kill somebody, right?
That's what they're saying. Yeah, he killed some other guy to take over his fucking staring business.
I mean, you could see it in his eyes. This guy's a fucking lunatic.
Of course, and who is going to believe that this random man that looks like a fucking creeper at Walmart that might try to touch your wife's ass is fucking going to cure you? And he has all these old ladies that are like, yes, Brazio, he stared at me. He made my nipples lift up. I took away my cancer. He felt my ass. I no longer shit.
So basically what he's doing is doing an art piece. There's a famous female artist who did this art piece where she just stares at people. And it's like, when you stare at somebody, they're essentially projecting their own personality back on themselves. So if they're uncomfortable, it's because they're uncomfortable. They're an uncomfortable person. Anyways, there's a huge study done on it. So essentially, people...
Jay is a staring expert.
Yeah, well, people... No, I'm into, weird shit. So I go down that rabbit hole because there's this artist, this woman, sits at a table... And you just go in a lineup and you sit there and stare into her eyes. And people just say it's like a mesmerizing experience. You cry and you fucking, all this stuff. She cries or you'll cry. And it's just looking at her. You don't even talk. So I looked into it to be like, what the fuck is this? And to all account, because you and I should do it, by the way. You and I should look in each other's eyes. Would you do it with me?
Yeah, sure.
You fly me down there and I'll do it with you?
I'll fly on the top bunk. We'll stare at each other.
Thank you. I'll be like fucking Andrew Tate. You'll be like Aiden Ross. You'll fly me down there. Best friends.
Yeah. And then I'll fucking shave my head and get banned from Twitch. Let's go.
So, apparently, when you look in somebody's eyes like this, if you're like an insecure person, you're constantly thinking like, oh, here we go. Is this going to read it? No, it's not.
Let me see. I'll look at it.
Hell of a... Never blown bubbles again. $1 says, when this guy stares into my soul, I think of how my nipples are in a tassel.
He got my nipples up in a tissy.
My soundboard is 90% Phil.
Do you know what? Do you feel like we owe Phil something?
I don't know.
I always want to ask. Go to the screen where Will's on the screen with us. Let's discuss this quickly.
Where who? Who's on the screen? Phil? You said Will.
Will. Isn't his name Will? The guy that fucking jerks off in the woods? What's his name?
Will Blunderfield?
Yeah, Will.
Oh, why are we going to his screen?
Because I want to ask you a question. And I want them to see us. Here we go. Do you honestly feel like we owe anything to Phil? because of the gloriness that he presents to us. Do you... Well, I was going to say, do you think then he owes us something? Or is it an equal, balanced... Yeah. Can't hear Rich. What? Can't hear a fucking
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
You must have muted yourself. Can you hear me?
I must have had that scene muted.
Can we hear the birds?
All right, well, I'll ask. No, I don't feel like we owe Phil like a revenue cut or vice versa. Like, he's gotten fought, like he's a public figure. It's kind of like when they talk about the Whack Pack and Howard Stern. They're not fucking getting paid by Howard Stern. You know what I mean?
The way I see it is like we've kept Phil relevant to a certain degree. I'm
100%.
I'm not saying that like we've done it all for Phil, but because of us talking about Phil, people are going to go watch Phil.
At this point, with his lack of self-awareness, if it wasn't like people like me, It's a Gundam, all these other people, Frederick Knudsen, who else has made Sunny V2, that's his brand now, whether he wants it to be or not.
What are the names of these fucking YouTubers? It's like Foot McGee. Who else?
Listen.
Fat Jones.
Who the fuck is Fat Jones? Who are you
I'm just
talking
making
about?
up fucking YouTubers now because they're probably existing. Andy, 100-bit says, imagine if Phil, Will, Quantum, and Rocco...
Brazia.
Is Brazia?
Yeah,
that's how you say his name. Started a unit to take Rich down. That's the only way Rich could be taken down is if Phil, Will, Quantum, and Brazio got together, and that and then the ASRM guy who murders people in his basement,
and the quartering.
And
we need the quartering too, so we need him to pee in the basement to set the platform up. So let's. Phil is a man. He's going to tell us.
Let's try to do this.
Phil is going to tell us he's the hardest working man on YouTube.
So, I understand what you're saying. You're like, oh, there's a lot of uploads in one day. Can you cut back? All right? Well, here's the thing. I'm not like all the other YouTubers out there that do one video a day. I actually work. Okay? I do. I put out way more content.
Hey, Phil, imagine like those videos where YouTubers like the gaming historian where he puts out a video a month. Imagine it takes like a lot of research, like 8 to 10 hours a day. Like, do you think we changed the screen, didn't we? I think we changed.
You change it to Will. It's just Will and birds.
Oh, well, you wanted Will.
I want Will. You don't understand, guys. Will wakes up once a month, goes into the woods, jerks off. Like, there's a family that's fucking hiking, and they look over, and it's just Will Blunderfield with his 20-inch cock jerking off in the woods. That's a thing that happens in fucking North America, Canada.
And he uses fucking coconut oil and stretches it in different directions.
He was supposed to teach us how to stretch, but we never got to that. So
and he drinks his own urine. So he's actually a nice guy, but he's very bizarre.
Oh, he's just lost his fucking mind, but he's nice. Sir Large Gaming, 100 bits. Jay, thoughts on the establishing shot in the original Halloween? The original Halloween is one of the most influential in terms of, I don't know, in terms of just horror movies in general, but maybe even not only horror. Yeah. I mean, there's not much to say about that other than if you're into horror movies, you have to watch Halloween because of the establishing shots. It really sets up the whole genre from that movie moving forward. However, I will also add that I still think that it's possible that Black Christmas is better than Halloween in some regards. And I know some people are going to be like, Jay's lost his fucking mind. But I know Rich right now is like, what the fuck are they talking about?
I know nothing about Halloween.
Well, we're talking about horror movies. Just basically, Halloween's like one of the classics. If you have not seen Black Christmas, let me just say this, guys. If you've seen Black Christmas and you love Halloween, you have no idea what you're missing. Black Christmas could be essentially a sequel to Halloween or a prequel. It is fucking incredible. It was also shot in Toronto, down where I used to live, down by the river.
Listen.
Touch me.
You said Halloween.
Halloween. Yeah, of course I did. I never said I could fucking come on the show and speak correctly, so deal with that.
Hold on. Sorry, someone was messaging me. All right.
Are you getting a message? Your son's not listening?
Yeah.
Than the vast majority of YouTubers out there. All right, I just do. Why? Because number one, I'm a real gamer. I'm not here to just put out an edited piece of content one a day and say, "Oh, I'm done." I'm not a news story guy.
So people who actually edit their content and put something down into something digestible and entertaining aren't real gamers, Phil? Jesus Christ.
Two news stories today, 2 videos. I'm done. I'm someone who has passion for what he does. If you can't tell, when I play these games, I have a lot of fun. I want.
You see, they're falling asleep or pissed off.
Spiritual Spider resub for 3 months says, "Hey, you beautiful, sexy birds." Thank you, by the way. Can I please get a KVC laugh and a Keem laugh?
I'm working
at the same
from home
time
right now, providing support for vulnerable people. But right now, I'm providing positivity, as DSP would say, to both Rich and Jay, supporting their families. Need more cucumbers.
Yeah, I'm helping people snort.
Yo, thank you, Never Blown Bubbles again. We really appreciate you, man. You're like you're always supporting the stream, supporting my my disk drive that my cat sat on. It exploded sitting on my wife's legs. They don't work anymore. So thank you for supporting the stream.
Sergeant Jason Bond, who's been an OG supporter, been around forever. Thank you very much. Became a subscriber. Courage. What are your favorite horror movies, Jay? This one's for you. I'll let you.
Cucumbers.
Jay, what are some of your favorite horror movies? Could you recommend any recent supernatural horror films? I really like The Conjuring, Shudder, Autopsy of Jane Doe. That was good as well. Oh, man. I really feel like I should actually start talking about horror movies on my own time. I don't want to. I don't want to sit here and talk about them the whole time, but I'll say recent horror movies that you should see. There's one called Skinamarink. I know that everyone's going to laugh at me, but that's the actual name of it. It was filmed in Canada, in Edmonton. If you can get your hands on it, it's going to be on Shudder, which is a streaming service. It's this weird fucking movie that I'm not going to even explain here, but I highly suggest, even if you hate it, you should say that you've seen it. It's called Skinamarink. It's based on that song that was popular in Canada. You probably don't know.
No.
So, yeah. Watch that. And then also, there's a couple movies I could also say, like, if you've never seen the movie Censor, like, to censor a movie, the movie's actually called Censor. It's about a censor who watches the movies in the 80s and used to censor like VHS tapes. Watch Censor. Censor's amazing. It Follows, somebody says in the chat there. It's pretty good. Some say it's overrated. Smile recently just came out. It's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's for everybody. It's got a lot of Japanese undertones. They ripped off Junji Ito. The Shining, of course. Somebody's saying in the chat. And then also, there was another one. Black Phone. Black Phone, if you haven't seen that, that is...
I haven't seen it.
That is written by Stephen King's son. It's based on a short story. It's pretty good. Anyways, yeah, thank you for that. I don't want to go on and on, but Black Phone's pretty good. Also, Dark in the chat there. Dude, I can't pronounce that name.
I don't know anything about this shit, so I have nothing to add.
I can't pronounce the name of one of my favorite movies. I read it Maligent.
Here's a tough one. Which movie, in your opinion, was more influential, Halloween or Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Also, Rich, is the new bird's official name P. Happy Bird Nell?
I don't know what the new bird's name. It's just Fapping Phil. We're just going to call it Fapping Phil.
Sorry, we're going on a horror rant here, but DPZ.
Fine, I don't care.
Man, what's more influential, Halloween or Texas Chainsaw? I would say probably Halloween because it did.
Yeah, I would say that too.
Yeah, it did a bigger box office. It was considered to be, I believe, for the longest time, it was the biggest independent film of all time until My Big Fat Greek Wedding came along and dethroned it. But Halloween's got to be the most influential film of all time in terms of those two. I'd say Texas Chainsaw definitely is up there. Like, people like Steven Spielberg love that film, but it's a totally different ball game with that game.
See, I'm into more into like the psychological shit, like Seven and Silence of the Lambs. Like that's my shit. Red Dragon was badass.
I can't pronounce my favorite movie. It's MALIGNANT. So I could say it in my head, but it's one of those words I can't say out loud for some reason. I can't say it. Every time I say it, it sounds like I'm saying a fucking racist word. I'm just not going to say it because I can't pronounce it correctly. But you guys are getting it in the chat. It's one of my all-time favorite movies.
Malignant, like a tumor?
Yeah, I can't say that word. I can't say it because it turns into a racist word for black people. So I'm not saying it.
Well,
I can't say
please. Please
So-
don't. Listen, we're going to go back to... I'm going to actually play Dark Souls and we could just answer questions, or Demon Souls. But anyway, let's get back to Phil. Because there's so much to talk about. We'll just talk. We'll watch like one DKOldies video.
Andy donated 100 bits. He says Hereditary and The Witch. Also, those are great movies as well. If you haven't seen Hereditary, it's way up there, especially for a demon. Well, I don't want to give it away. Whoops. It's a really good movie.
Well, what happens is, and we appreciate it, I'm not saying this from a negative standpoint, is that there's so much support. We get into conversations, and it's okay.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Like Rich and I never had like a framework of how the show would go. Like we try to watch the videos, but you guys are fucking amazing. So it's hard for us to not acknowledge that. So your support means everything to us. So
and what they're saying is they rather us talk to them than stare at Phil.
Well, that's the other thing I realized about. Jay's going to get canceled for mispronouncing his favorite movie. It's true. If I said the fucking word out, you guys would be like, Jesus Christ, he's canceled. So I can't say it. But getting back to some of these things on the side here, like I'm looking at the Streamlabs. Like you guys are fucking amazing with the support. So it's hard for us to watch the videos and cover this stuff. And we're always cutting each other off. And now we're going on this horror movie rant. And Rich is just going to fucking start... go get his pug and pet the pug while I answer all these.
No, I love Stephen King movies. See, that kind of shit, like The Shining is dope. Love The Shining. Did I see Carrie? I think so.
Yeah, you must have seen Carrie when you were young, no?
No, but I love Pet Sematary. Like, that stuff I'm into. I'm not... Like, Freddy Krueger, I can't fuck with. Like, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I understand that.
The campy horror just makes me flaccid. I like the real shit.
I like you hard. Jay, do you like Stephen King movies like Carrie and The Shining?
Exorcist, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I love Stephen King movies. I love how, the word, the macabre, that word always gets brought up with, certain genre pieces. But I honestly think that Stephen King is a master at what he's done. And yeah, I absolutely love his movies. I do like the remake of It, Chapter 1 and 2. They filmed that in Toronto, so I kind of have a bit of a special place in my heart for that because I know where the sets were and I visited some of them. I'm probably one of the only people that has visited both of the gutters that were used in the original It and the remake It in Vancouver and in Ontario. I visited both of them because I'm a fucking lunatic. Thanksgiving, says Andy. Thanksgiving is coming out. I think Eli Roth is actually working on that movie now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that was the trailer that played in between the Grindhouse movies. So he's finally making Thanksgiving, which is exciting because it's going to be, I'm hoping, going to be fucking insane. 100 bits from Devin says, over under on Top Gun Maverick winning Best Picture. I don't think it has a chance to win Best Picture. I think that the Everything Always whatever the movie is called, they're gonna definitely fucking win. Courage, did we do Courage? Jay, what are your favorite horror movies? Could you recommend Supernatural? We did that. Thank you for that. Sir Evil Satan, 100 bits, says nothing. He just gave us 100 bits. Thank you.
Thank you.
Somebody in the chat says favorite porn star. I don't have one. Maybe
that's like not really a thing anymore. Like I know there once in a while, like who was there, Mia Khalifa or whatever. Like, there's one that comes along.
Peter North.
Peter North.
No.
Peter North. He conducted the.
Yeah,
Skyrim.
the fucking. I tell you, okay. If you guys weren't here for this, Rich was so high that he said
Well,
Peter North.
I like supporting you guys here on Twitch. Haha, sucks to be you, DSP, for burning that bridge because of the format. I also like not being scolded and told off with vitriol like DSP does.
Oh yes,
doesn't
we
his
forgot.
streams,
Yeah,
I know.
Courage solid. Yeah, he like reprimands his fans. Like, and back to like, do we owe like? Yes, DSP is giving me a lot of content, but in return, like, he's kind of like a Whack Pack member. Like, Howard Stern ain't paying those motherfuckers. And secondly, I know I've brought traffic his way. I know I've brought members his way. So, and he's a public figure. You know, it's not that I'm harassing him. You know what I mean? So, no, I don't think I owe him shit.
No, let me just do this really quick because there's some people that I know that obviously can't support the stream by donating, and they're still asking questions. So I do want to.
Yeah, and I offered to give him a fucking computer. That's a good point. I'm sorry. Continue.
No, dude, you tried to fucking save him. So if you have questions that, you know, if you can't support us that way, we're not going to be dicks, and I'm only going to answer those. So yeah. If you want to ask questions in the chat, I'll get to some of these now. Somebody asked, have you seen Cube? Yes, Cube is a Canadian film with Julian Richardson, I believe his name is, I've met him multiple times. Very nice guy. If you haven't seen Cube, it's fucking amazing. It's one of the best sci-fi films of the 90s. Have you seen Cube?
No, listen. Put your ass cheek in a cube so it's shaped like a square. No, I've never seen Cube.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. Anyways, somebody said, Jay, shove the cube up my ass. Deal. So yeah, Cabin in the Woods is good. I agree with that. It's a pretty good movie. There was another one I was going to answer here. Have you seen Cube? Evil Dead remake. You know what? I've never seen Human Centipede. I haven't seen it. Have you?
Human Centipede is a bunch of people butt fucking each other.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Have you?
Listen, I'm going to do a Human Centipede with you and your roommate.
Sexy Coco donated, says, on a scale of 1 to 10, can you both rate my penis? Well, if I knew what it looked like, I'm not into penises except my own. And even that, I'm like, whatever, it's just a penis. So I'm not... Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Am I Canadian? Yes.
Breasts.
Your penis is very confused. Read it a story about tit pig.
And now I'm gonna masturbate. And now I'm gonna masturbate. And now I'm gonna masturbate.
I could DJ a bunch of sounds of Phil and put it in timing with that. Oh, God.
I haven't seen Nope yet. I've seen Pearl. If you haven't seen Pearl, it's fucking amazing. She should have been... Mia Goth in that movie is incredible. I have no idea why she didn't get nominated for Best Actress. Fear Street movies on Netflix are fucking amazing if you're into slasher movies from the 90s. I think that's it. Any other questions? I'll get to in a bit here. How long would you stream if I paid you $40?
40 pounds. I don't
40
know what
pounds. That's like double. That's like $80 US, I think ish. How long would we stream for? I don't know.
We're just going for. I'm gonna go until Jay says fuck it, because he's usually the one who taps out first. I think I told you yesterday I'm almost done with my first chapter of an erotic fan fiction about Rich, Jay, Carlos, and various sexual escapades. And are there horses? We need horses.
Yeah, where are the fucking horses? You left the horses. Is Megan good? People are asking in the chat, is Megan good? A whole bunch of people asked. I think Megan's pretty good. I think it's slightly overrated, just slightly, because there wasn't a lot of horror movies for the last fucking 3 years. But it's definitely worth seeing with a crowd. You know, I give it a solid 8 out of 10 in terms of, you know, just in general, giant movies like that. I mean, obviously it's going to spawn fucking 20 sequels. Is it scary? No, Megan is not scary in the least. It's not designed to be scary. It's just basically, I wouldn't call it Chucky, because it's not like that. It's a pretty good movie.
I want to motorboat Jennifer Tilly. I don't care if she could be my grandmother.
Oh, Jennifer Tilly. Can I tell a story? I was at
I think
fucking...
you told this story before, but it's okay because that gives me an excuse to think about her titties.
Oh, God. So, if you guys know me, you know that I had a show on YouTube for a long time. And during that time, we went to a ton of conventions. I got to meet a ton of people. And I mean, I got to meet everybody. I got to talk to everybody. I got, you know, behind the scenes, all that crap.
Oh, my God. Cheese slice. I'm sorry.
What happened?
Rich wants to motorboat Kay from Kay's Cooking. Yo, she has those, you know her titties are big and smelly.
Who's that? Who's that?
You never seen Kay's Cooking? She probably showers like once every 3 months.
Oh, she's like an ex-girlfriend of mine who used to have a YouTube show. That's a true story. Yeah,
Really?
I date. I'm not gonna say who it is because I'm not a dick. But I dated a girl that had a YouTube show in Canada. She had a decent audience, and she showered like once a month.
Yo, I think I know who you're talking about, dude.
Yeah, it is. And then it is her. I think you know who it is.
Yeah,
she showered like once a month. No, you know what? To be honest, she showered, but she didn't wash her hair. So it's just like, whatever.
Yeah, our man Dead Space is not Steam Deck certified, huh? Well, I'll be damned.
It isn't? Courage 100 bit says, since we're talking about scary movies, do either of you believe in ghosts? Oh, here we go. This is going to be amazing. Have you ever had an uncanny experience? Rich, you go first. Ghosts.
No.
By the way, you should just switch the screen to you and I so we could just talk.
Yeah, pretty much. We're just looking at Phil looking like an asshole.
It's just like put Will up there. Okay, ghost stories. Rich, starting with you.
None.
You don't have a single fucking story about like a friend saw something or you saw something with a friend and you don't know what it is? Nothing.
Nothing. I'm serious.
Did I tell my stories on here already?
No.
So you guys know, again, I had a YouTube show. On that show, there was a girl named Kat. I dated her before the show and during the show. Her and I are just like best friends now. When I was sleeping at her house once, it must have been like 4 a.m. Yeah, DSP's wife. It was like 4 a.m, and something grabbed her doorknob and fucking turned it. And I'm not.
I'm gonna go get coffee to do this. It sounds like you're talking about like your penis. She grabbed the doorknob, but it was my cock.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
So she grabbed something. Yeah, she grabbed my doorknob. No, we're sitting in bed.
Grabbed my
No, so basically what happened, and I'm not making this up, I'm not exaggerating, the doorknob to her door just randomly turned. And the thing about this story is that we had discussions prior to this about the place being quote-unquote haunted, depending on if you believe in it or not. So the ghost grabbed the doorknob and just turned it, but didn't open the door, which also made no sense because her door was the type of door, because of the house layout, that if you just unlocked it a little bit, like unhinged it and just let it open, it would fucking fly open because of the wind in that house. So it was just a dumb ghost, like somebody says in the chat. Mighty Furtado, you told the story on Skype. Hey, dude, congratulations on the marriage, and yeah, I did tell you the story. And another time in her bathroom, same house. By the way, I should say her house was along a river that is known for a lot of death. Like a lot of people died back in the day, a lot of Indians. It's like an Indian burial ground along the whole river. It's called the Credit River in Mississauga. She lives along it, or used to. And basically, somebody says she squirted in the shower. No, she couldn't squirt. But I don't know, I said that out loud. But basically, I opened the bathroom door once, and a shampoo bottle just mysteriously flew into the shower. And it wasn't like I hit it with the door. It just happened. And we were just like, oh, that happened. Like, okay, birds. It was a bird flew it over there. You guys know that. How many girls have I been with that squirted? 3. I was with, you guys know the old lady. There's a recent girl who was like, said that she didn't, but then she did. So that happened. By the way, it is gross. It's piss. It's like women's piss. So. And then there was another girl. Who was the other girl? Oh yeah, there was another Italian girl that I dated from a bakery. So this is a good segue. Rich is gonna be like, what the fuck? What about those mafia stories? Oh yeah, I did promise those mafia stories.
Mafia stories? The fuck are you talking about?
Okay. You guys want story time? I promised I would talk about this. My dad used to own a pool hall in Toronto for 35 years. And we're all Italian, so you can start to figure that out. Lots of people got shot, few people got killed. But I think I said I would talk about some of these stories. I'll tell you one story that was probably the scariest story out of all of this that involved me. I used to run the pool hall, so I'd open it up at 10 a.m. in the morning, and I lived near a place called Square One. It took 45 minutes to get down to the pool hall, so I'd walk. So I get down there, and there'd just be old Italian guys waiting to play snooker. Now, at the time, I didn't realize that these old Italian guys were fucking serious people. I'm not going to really get into that stuff, but these fucking guys were serious. And I didn't know this because I was young. I was like 17. So they just treated me... Did you have to go back to Square One? Yeah, I lived at Square One, basically. I lived right across the street in a condo there. So long story short, this must have been 1997 or 8. One of those guys who used to come in the pool hall mysteriously disappeared. And we were just like, oh, this is weird. Nobody knew where he had went. Nobody knew anything about it. 15 years later, I'm standing in the pool hall, and this old man who nobody has seen for 15... This is an absolute true story. We haven't seen him for 15 years. Nobody knows where he went. Nobody knows nothing. He strolls into the pool hall, and everybody in the pool hall who's been there for 15 years playing snooker, playing 8-ball, playing 9-ball, look over. It's like 10 in the morning. His name was Jimmy. I'll say his name. And we're all just like baffled because it's just the guy that everyone just fucking, he just disappeared. So he gets everybody around him and he tells the story of what happened to him. And this is what he did. 15 years prior to this story is absolutely insane. He went on vacation to Florida with his wife, but he planned to assassinate his wife while he was in Florida, and it must have went awry. Something happened, and he ended up in jail in Florida for 15 years for attempting to murder his own wife. So he got out of jail, came back to the pool hall. That's the first thing he did. He came to the pool hall to play snooker. That is a 100% true story. And I'm sure if I looked into this, I probably could pull up articles. And it's 100%. I swear to God this happened. Because back in the day, we did look it up. And he's just this guy who just tried to kill his wife. So here's the kicker of the story, which is absolutely insane. Everybody after that point didn't even mind that this guy tried to kill his wife. And it was like a joke because, you know, Italian men in a pool hall are fucking lunacy. It's lunacy.
Oh, of course. Or a bar.
Yeah, it's anywhere they are. Like I'm Italian, Rich is Italian. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. When you get a bunch of Italians together, it's lunacy. And in this pool hall, lunacy. Like he'd come in the pool hall, play pool after that, and I would even make jokes with him, like whose wife are you killing today? And it was a joke. We'd laugh about it. But it was something that actually happened. And it was just like, okay. I look back on those days at the pool hall. Dude, like, Rich, I don't know if you were young, when you were younger, you went into,
no,
like pool halls and stuff. Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Dude, what happened to our fucking screen?
I'm trying to get you, Jay. Hey, hold
on. What is happening? Why am I going full screen? Because you're going to start playing video games.
No, I'm going to play a game while you're talking, and I'm going to answer questions too.
Yeah,
But-
let's just do that from now. So, I'll get to your question in a second here. So, I could tell more stories about the pool if you guys want to listen to some more of that. But I'll get to Andy, who's in the chat here.
Thank you.
100 bits. He says, Jay, I feel like nothing scares me anymore. Dude, I agree with you. I mean, it's very difficult for me to watch a horror movie and feel a little bit scared. But listen, if you watch that movie Skinamarink, I guarantee it will either scare you or you'll be like, nah, it didn't work. I watched it at like 4 a.m, and to be honest, it did get to me a little bit, and I was like, I don't really want to watch the rest of this, but I did, and
pause. It's not me checking out. It's just like we might as well just answer questions, and I'll fucking play Demon Souls. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm in this too and listening. You know.
You guys know what it is. Johnny Millennium is here. Happy Console Gamer.
Is he really?
Well, I don't know if it's really him. It probably
he pops
is him.
into my streams too.
Oh, then it is him. Everyone say hi to Happy Console Gamer. Probably the best retro show on YouTube still.
Absolutely.
To this day. Andy says, so, any good tips on paranormal content shows, films, games? I've seen too much true crime stuff bores me. So, listen, dude. I was in the same situation as you. I started to watch everything, and nothing scared me, and it was just like, great, I'm fucking checking out.
Breast.
You know, it was
Big Ed as a man with no neck and an ass. Everybody comes. Hump Steven Crowder. Oh, my camera will be on the whole time. Hello.
Yeah, so things you should do when you've watched too many horror movies. My suggestion is, if you've never seen this show called Dead Meat on YouTube, it's fucking spectacular. They do an amazing job. Joe, thanks for watching.
T Joe.
So yeah, watch Dead Meat. That's a good YouTube show. It's basically a show that goes over horror movies that you haven't seen before, and he goes into detail about these movies. James Janice, he's the host of it. Really good show to watch. It's one of the biggest shows. I would also suggest to look out for a YouTube show called let me look it up super quick for you. But there's another show you should watch. They go to horror movie locations. Kind of keeps it interesting. They are called
Is that okay, guys? Do you hear everything?
We don't hear the game. Or they hear it? I don't hear it.
I don't think they want to hear the game. That's why I muted it. You don't want to hear. It would be interrupting us chatting.
No, guys, I'm trying to think of the name of this show. The Grimm Collective. It's called the Grimm Collective.
Thank you, Lynx.
So Grimm Collective is like a husband and wife couple that go to all the horror movie locations. They're fucking awesome too. Also, again, if you want to see a movie that might scare you, Skinamarink could possibly do it. So thanks for the question there. In terms of video games, man, I don't know. It's difficult to get scared by games nowadays. I definitely don't.
Me too. I don't either. Like, honestly, one of the games that, like, Resident Evil 4.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's coming out soon.
Yep, I know.
I think. Sorry, how's the volumes for everything going? Is Mr. Rogers in the movie? No, he's not. And also, Mr. Rogers, did Mr. Rogers ever sing Skinamarink? Because in Canada, Skinamarink is actually a song by Sharon Lewis and Bram, which, if you're a kid from Canada, you've heard that a million times. Guys can hear the game. What's up, Mythical? Thanks for watching. Resident Evil GameCube remake is the scariest game. Dude, I kind of agree with you. Sorry, I'm choking on my own fucking... I remember watching it in the 90s. Solid Crusader says, wipe my ass. Take 20 dumps a day, 7 days a week.
Jesus.
Rich, can I get 2 DSP la la las and 2 I masturbate?
Yes, of course.
And now I'm gonna masturbate.
See? Simple. I'm a multi-talented man here.
Two Night Breed, thanks for the follow. Dude, I get to watch you play one of the best fucking remakes ever.
You know what's funny? I was watching a YouTube video where someone was saying that they hate this remake.
What?
Yeah,
no,
I'm serious.
Rich, you are doing it wrong. You need to start telling us off and stop derailing the stream like DSP does. We're actually detractors and trolls, doing spy ops. His blueprint for running a business with...
Someone was just giving him advice about, for a bounty. And he because DSP treats his streams like people who work at, a factory that has no fucking air conditioning in it. He's like, all right, man, I hear you about that idea, but I'm playing the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. It's the day before my night off. Do we need to talk about this? That's essentially what he said. I'm like, dude,
I know.
Why are you here?
He's fucking insane. He's insane. Somebody says, Jay, how do you feel about, in the chat, Hexam says, how do you feel about Capcom making Resident Evil 8 less scary because of the backlash for 7? I mean, I hate when Capcom decides, to go on that route. It doesn't make sense to me. I want a Resident Evil game to scare the shit out of me. And to go back into the action...
I did change my stream title. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll check to see if it is.
It is changed.
Okay.
To go back into the fucking, over-the-top action stuff is just a bad idea. Devin, 100 Bits says, since we're on the topic of movies, Jay, have you watched The Good Canadian Kid, John Campy on YouTube? No, I've never heard of that. I have no idea. Something I could definitely check out. So yeah, if you have any more questions about anything, you guys can ask now, because it looks like we're just going to do a Q&A stream, and he's going to play that while I talk, and he's going to look at me.
DKOldies and...
DKOldie my ass, make sure there's no dust in it.
Make sure they have an ad on top of YouTube, and we're right under it calling them scams.
I mean, that's the best thing that's ever happened.
Yes, seriously.
Somebody says toy. What's your favorite toy? Rich, did you have a favorite toy growing up that you can remember that you were like, holy shit, this is the best toy that I've ever got? Like when you're young.
It's going to be a really stupid answer, but it's true. Fucking
double-sided dildo. Double-sided dildo. Oh, NES. Sorry, I thought NES. Oh.
Period. End of discussion. Full stop. Once I realized what video games really were, I had Coleco and Atari before that, but once I realized what they really were, I was like, this is it. Why do I need G.I. Joes and shit?
I think for me, Micro Machines were a big fucking deal for some reason. I love those things. Micro Machines.
Those are cool. Yeah.
Yeah, remember you get the ones you push down and the lights would turn on? Those were fucking incredible. Micro Machines were amazing. There was these war toys.
Late. There we go.
And the sharks. What the hell were the sharks? The surfer sharks. Is that what they were? No, it was something else. I can't remember now. It's been fucking 30 years since Street Sharks, maybe, yeah.
Oh, that's just a light. No one.
Bram says 100 Bits. Creepy crawlers. Yeah, I remember those. And Boglins and Street Sharks. I remember.
I had this really weird toy that was actually pretty cool where it blew air and you had this ball that floated and you had to get it to go through the holes. I know it sounds ridiculous, but you had controls, and it was supposed to be something from outer space, but it was circular too.
So basically, you just that's like a sex toy.
It's not a. What the fuck? I'm envisioning it right now.
So something blows air onto your balls, and you shoot through holes. Is that what you said?
Not my balls.
You said something blows under your balls, and then you shoot ropes through holes.
Listen, I just got an unknown warrior soul, and you're fucking up my mojo right now. I got a mail breaker.
Okay, any more horror questions you could do in the chat there if you want. I'll answer some, because I know there was some that I totally missed. I also think back to my childhood, and I played with a lot of Transformers when I was really young, but when I got older, I kind of I was like, nah. As soon as I got into
Video games.
video games, it was all over. I never touched those toys again. Now I'm buying like bitmap books, games, not bitmap games, bitmap books. Say that quickly on a bunch of really cool topics, like Micro Machines. They released
that shit's cool. I like that.
Yeah, it was amazing. John says, "Did you enjoy Hereditary?" Yeah, man. I think it's incredible. I don't want to give too much away. If you haven't seen it, it's amazing. Thoughts on Child's Play series? I love Chucky. I think, nowadays it's more a comedy than anything,
This guy is going to throw a fucking ball at me.
Which is fine. I'll throw my balls at you.
That's fine. Oh shit.
Have you ever seen the Guinea Pig movies? Charlie Sheen called the FBI thinking a second movie was a snuff film. No, I haven't seen those. That sounds like a crazy. Enforcer says you got Lego though, Jay. Yeah, that's another. I was going to get to that, but when I started to get into Lego, wow. First time chatter, thank you from Big Delicious.
Big Delicious. I love the name.
Big Deliciousness.
You made my night. Listen.
The name is Big Deliciousness.
Listen, my parrying skills are fucking shit in this. I used to be able to parry anything. Now I'm fucking.
Do you like Japanese horror films? I mean, the thing is, I'm sort of a rookie in that side of things. I've seen quite a bit of them, but I love Junji Ito, so I see a lot of his influence on a lot of American-made horror movies. Like, if you watch the recently released Smile, it's essentially somebody watched read a fucking Junji Ito book and just turned it into a movie. I have every single Ito book.
Level up for that sword.
So it's fucking incredible, but... Oh, this is a good question. I'll ask Rich first. TMG says, what's the most horrific thing you've ever seen in real life?
Ah, fuck, man. There's been a few things. IRL. I can't think of it right now, but there's been some pretty bad shit, unfortunately.
The most fucked up thing I've seen?
You've seen worse, I'm sure.
I mean, at the pool hall, I've seen people's fucking eyes hanging out because of fights, but...
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's go to bed, have a nap, think about that. Somebody in the chat says, the most horrific thing I've seen is Phil's calves.
Yeah. Yes. When he showed off his muscular calves.
Yeah. First time chat from Zen says, are you guys going to do May 1st shirts? I mean, yeah, of course we are.
We got to figure out how we could do that without Phil. I don't want to get sued.
Somebody says, All High Austin says the new Ito series on Netflix is pretty good. Dude, I got to say,
no.
if you've never read any of his books, then watching that's pretty good. But if you've read his books and then you watch that show, it's not that good.
I saw a guy beating off in a urinal in Grand Central. I've seen other crazy shit too, like someone smearing shit on a wall. But in terms of like seeing anyone dead and like from like a horror, from not like a family member passing, that's different. But like someone murdered. No, I've never seen that.
I've seen some fucked up shit. One time I lived near Square One Mall in Mississauga. It must have been about 4 a.m, and my dad and I woke up at this exact same time because we heard someone screaming at the condo, maybe 2 condos over. So we went on the balcony, and there was a paramedic and a fireman completely and utterly covered in blood from head to toe.
Shit.
And people were screaming. And what we had found out was that this is a fucked up story. Somebody stabbed somebody in a hallway, and the guy bled out so much that it rained down blood down the staircase.
Jesus Christ.
And to get to him, they had to basically walk through a guy's bloodbath. Like, it was unreal. So I saw them, and that still stuck with me forever. I'm like, That's the scariest thing I've seen. I have seen like dead bodies, but that's at funerals. Like my grandma and one of my friends died, and I mean, seeing that is just, it's not as fucked up because they've got makeup on.
There's got to be a way down here.
Yeah, you got makeup on them, and you don't really look at them and think this person's fucking dead. So
Big deliciousness, thank you.
Oh, big deliciousness. We love you, buddy. Trying to think at the pool hall if I saw anything else. I watched a guy fall down the stairs and break his neck and survive. That was brutal. Oh, man. Somebody in the chat says I watched a guy get shot in front of me. That's not great. Blue Core.
That's wonderful. Jesus.
Yeah, Blue Core. Jay, did you know that the true Friday the 13th is when the Grandmaster... No, I didn't even know that. I'm not going to read all that because that's a lot. Jay, what are your thoughts on the Jeeper Creeper films? I like the first couple. The newest one is terrible. Avoid it. Hey, roommate, are you down there? Fucking. How are you doing? What's your favorite horror?
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
What's your favorite horror movie?
Well,
Shaun of the Dead. That's his answer. That's probably the only one that he could think of.
Breasts.
I'm going to have to
DSP
throw
talks about accusing people for defamation. But what he doesn't realize is that you need a reputation to be tarnished for a case to be made. Keys are the 1st of May 2016 guide, nullifying any future defamation.
Well, dude, that's like, what's defamation when he literally has all the shit? And that's like DKOldies trying to sue me for defamation. You know what I mean? Like, it's just silly.
Somebody was just saying, I think I read... Did I read this or am I making it up? Like, the worst thing that's happened to you. I've had stitches, which are brutal. You know, here's a story you guys would love in terms of horror movie stories. You know what a weed whacker is, right, Rich?
Yes.
Well, I worked at a company. I won't even get into it. We decided to put metal blades on a weed whacker.
Oh, my God.
So what happened, guys? Of course, the first time I used the weed whacker with the metal blades, because we were trying to cut really tough weeds out of a parking lot, the blade came off of the weed whacker at full speed and went through my boot into the side of my big toe.
Oh, Jesus.
So I don't know if you guys have ever been hit by something at that speed. I'm talking like hundreds of miles an hour. If you get something that hits the bone at that speed, it's like a vibration pain that you've never felt in your life. And I remember just feeling it, and the blade shot up right past my head. That's how hard it hit my foot, right past my face.
Jesus.
And I remember looking down, and there was just a fucking pool of blood. And I just remember going, hospital? And the guy was like, yep. And we went to the hospital, and the woman was like, what happened? And of course, I was like, I didn't want to seem like an idiot or get the company in trouble that I work for because it was our own stupidity. I was just like, I fell. And she's like, okay. She knew. Anyways, it was like seven stitches. It wasn't a huge deal, but...
Sounds brutal, though.
Oh, it hurt. It fucking hurt. I had my appendix out. That's not really a bad thing. The scary part was I woke up in the hospital...
My favorite horror movies are The Human Sexipede and The Texas Vibrator Massacre.
Joey, thank you. Joey from DK Butt Sex donated $2. Thank you. Appreciate it. You know what's kind of crazy? People are always like, hey, what movies have you never seen? I have never seen The Exorcist all the way through. I know
Really?
that sounds absolutely insane because I'm a horror movie guy, but the first times I tried to watch it when I was young, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I couldn't do it. Now...
Oh, come on.
Now I'm going to try to do it, but it's been a while.
It's a good movie, The Exorcist.
Jay, thoughts on the Chucky TV show? First season was good. They filmed it near my house in Toronto. I got to see... Oh, yeah, my story about Jennifer Tilly.
You never finished that, yeah.
So basically, they filmed the Chucky series, and it's the first scene in the Chucky series where the kid finds a Chucky doll at the garage sale. Spoiler alert. Anyways, I was biking at the time, and I went to go buy the set. I knew where the set was because I'm a lunatic. I went by there because I'm like, I have to see Jennifer Tilly in real life. She's fucking a supermodel. I have to go see her. So I went to go there. She wasn't on set that day. I was like, for fuck's sakes. However, I went back around 2 in the morning on my bike, which is stupid because I didn't have lights at the time. And lo and behold, Jennifer Tilly, in real life, her breasts are like God coming down from the heavens.
And they're real, too.
And they're real. She's one of the most gorgeous women I've seen ever. She's like fucking... It was insane. What, didn't they film in Canada? Yeah, in Toronto. They filmed in Toronto, some of it. I don't know where else they filmed. Maybe they filmed elsewhere, but they also filmed, I think, Seed of Chucky in Toronto. Oh, this is a good question. You're a horror movie villain. How would you kill Rich and the birds? That's a good question.
Oh, shit. I almost
Are you laughing at that?
No, I'm laughing at a cat.
What happened?
Hold on.
No, you fucker! God damn it!
Somebody said in the chat, says, never understood the attraction to Tilly. Her voice makes my dick flaccid.
I don't agree.
Dude, when you see her in real life, like Elvira in real life, they're like, it's like another thing. Yeah, and that soft,
Cucumbers.
raspy voice.
I think it's...
Violent Wet Dream just resubbed for a month. Thank you. It's been 4 months in a row. Appreciate you. I love you.
What is going on? Where did they come from?
Have you guys heard of Terrifier? Those movies are great. Terrifier 1 and 2. I'm going in June to meet the director and Art the Clown. So if you've seen that, you'll be jealous because it's fucking amazing. Elvira is fine. Elvira is fucking...
Like 90, though.
She's 90, but dude, you see her in real life, and you have no idea. It's insanity.
I sent you the photo.
You sent me a photo. Okay, roommate has sent me a photo, guys. Let's see it. It's of a cat. Oh yeah, she's just down there staring as usual.
What did you do for me to block you on YouTube? You must have done something.
She's 71.
Damn.
Fuck. Dude, in real life, she looks like she's 50. I've seen Terrifier 2, and I liked it. Roommate penis pics. Not happening. Not coming down here.
Yeah, that's what you get for being an asshole.
So you guys know I love horror movies. I went to a fucking... now I live in the middle of nowhere, outside of Toronto. I went to a flea market, and I'm looking through a fucking bin, and in the bin...
The Saw movies are good.
Are these posters folded up? I opened one of the posters. It's an original Dawn of the Dead theatrical release poster. Those things are fucking impossible to find. So I go to the guy. I'm like, how do you have this? Oh, my uncle used to own the theater back in the 70s, 80s, 90s. I have a whole bunch of these posters. I'm like, for the love of God, bring me all of them. So he comes back the next week. I buy the Dawn of the Dead poster, an original Gremlins poster, an original Ghostbusters 2 poster, and some other bullshit for $16 or something like that. I actually tipped him $20 because I'm like, dude, this is the best shit ever. And I have it in my room, the Dawn of the Dead poster. Unfortunately, I didn't get George Romero to sign it, which is one of my biggest regrets because... OG Dawn or remake? OG Dawn. Remake's good. I don't mind it. That's also filmed near Toronto. I was on some of the locations for that too. I don't know why I'm adding that shit in when I talk about this, but the remake of Dawn of the Dead's pretty good for what it was. If you've never seen the original Dawn of the Dead, I highly suggest to go watch that movie. It's fucking... It's like the blueprint for everything.
Dawn of the Dead? I've never seen that. I want to see that, though.
Milligro, 100 bits, says, I really enjoyed the Saw movies and the Friday the 13th movies. Yeah, the Saw movies, again, all filmed in Toronto, were fucking intense. They call it like, I don't know. Some people aren't huge fans of it because of it's porn for horror, like gore porn. I don't know. I
always remember the Friday the 13th NES game.
Oh god, it was a fucking nightmare, that game.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Do you like Hellraiser? Yeah, of course. Hellraiser's amazing. I met George Romero as a kid. He was really nice. Dude, I have amazing George Romero stories. Like, to the point where George Romero learned my name over a weekend because I fucking hounded him so much at a convention that he knew my name. And he gave me his business card. George Romero gave me his business card to go to the Land of the Dead set. He's like, he gave me his business card.
Probably did it to make you go away.
Which, this guy's, he was just really nice man.
Cool? He's
cool? Okay. He was amazing. He was dead serious. He's like, where do you live? And I'm like, in Mississauga. He's like, okay, well, I think we're filming over there. Here's my card. He goes, phone the production place. We'll try to get you in. Because everybody wanted to be zombies back then in a Romero film. So, lo and behold, I saw The Grudge. And I come out of the theater around 2 a.m. in the morning. And base camp for Land of the Dead is set up in the parking lot. Which, if you guys don't know what that is, that's essentially... When you film a movie, base camp is where all of the wardrobe, all the actors hang out, all the toilets are. Everything is in a parking lot that's near the set usually, if it's in a suburban area. So I walked out and saw all the movie trailers, and I just walked up to them and was like, is this fucking Land of the Dead? And the makeup artist was like, yep. And I was like, oh my fucking God. So I pulled out the card, and I just went to the set. We just followed the pylons that went to the set. And if you know Land of the Dead, the movie, you know Dead Reckoning, which is the giant truck from the film, was in the fucking street. I got to see it in real life. John Leguizamo was there, George Romero, Simon Baker, whoever else was in the movie was there at the time. And they were filming this. They were filming one of the end scenes from the movie. Long story short, I got to go to the Land of the Dead set and watch them film, so it was fucking amazing.
Jay as a man. Legend says he bought a large poster of Simon Pegg and beat it to his nipples. People say he made John Romero into his bitch. Birds. Breasts. Come on succulent nipples while beat...
What the fuck is he saying?
I don't know.
What is going on?
Come on succulent nipples while beating it to cucumbers.
These guys are getting... Who was that? Jeremy Rubinstein?
No, that was okay, my newbies.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that. You made me laugh.
Jay's too old for YTV. No, I remember YTV. I was at that age. Buttlick69 says, have you seen Terrifier? Yes.
Oh boy.
Oh, Terrified. It's an I can't say that word. Argentinian. Is that how you say it?
I believe so.
Horror film. Probably the last horror film to mess me up. No, dude. I'll put it in my phone right now and look it up. Okay. I'll check that out, man. Thanks. Also, thanks for supporting our breasts.
Our breasts need the support.
You know what movie I watched recently that I thought could have been a fucking amazing Aliens sequel? It's called
Demolition Daddy.
Yeah, that. It's called Underwater, starring the chick from Twilight. That fucking movie.
Why did I get hurt?
That fucking movie starts out to be such an amazing sequel to Aliens, or Alien 3 or Alien 4. And then all of a sudden it just goes, no, we're not going to do this. Kristen Stewart, she's amazing in it. It's fucking amazing. Somebody in the chat says, is Siberian film, as fucked up as people say? Yes, it is. I haven't seen it, but I know exactly what we're talking about. And
Siberian film?
Yeah, we can't talk about it here. Let's just say some bad stuff happens in that movie that has never happened in any other movie ever. Yeah, Underwater's underrated, but it's not. The ending is like, dude, that movie could have been a fucking prequel to Godzilla or a prequel to Aliens, but they fucked it up. I don't know why. Siberian Film, that's the movie that's banned. Yes, it is. Soundtrack is good to it. Yeah.
There was some really crazy ass movie I watched. I forgot. It's like a French film where the girl ended up getting flayed.
What?
She literally. Why am I going up here to get burnt by the dragons? Am I stupid? She got like their skin peeled off at the end. It was like some weird experiment that they were running. I forgot the name of the film. Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
Hellraiser?
No, not Hellraiser. Nope.
She gets her skin pulled off of her?
Yes.
And where what's the setting? Like a hospital or a room or
someone on the dude, I remember it was this guy. He hates me now because he would just piss me off, so I ended up blocking him on Facebook.
Martyrs.
Martyrs.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. It was with girls, right?
Yeah.
Martyrs. Yeah. Crazy ass film, man.
Is Martyrs Canadian, guys? Because my buddy Elias Tefexis starred in Martyrs, didn't he?
Did he really?
Yeah, Elias. Yeah, it's Canadian. Elias Tefexis is the fucking dude in that movie. He plays like he's like a douchebag.
Shit, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's one of his first films. It's French horror. Maybe is it him?
No, I have to go this way.
Not everything is Canadian. Not the remake. Okay.
Shit, I'm fucking up. Oh my god.
The original is French. No, it's the remake that he starred in. Is that what he starred in? Eliza's.
Maybe, but it's definitely. I'm pretty sure it's Martyrs.
Reese says, "Have you ever seen the movie called I Spit on Your Grave?" Yes, absolutely. Come here.
I spit on your grave.
Yeah, you don't. Basically, a group of men do something to a woman, and then she gets her revenge. I saw a press screening for the remake at 7 in the morning, and the PR person was like, knew that it was too early in the morning for a movie about that. So when we went in, the press person was like, remember guys, it's about all the fun kills.
It's about all the fun kills.
Yeah, and we were like, yeah, we know what happens in this movie. But I Spit on Your Grave remake is actually pretty fucking good. Megan, have you seen Megan is Missing? Messed up movie. I haven't seen that. No. Look who showed up near the end of the stream. Look, Captain fucking Oreo Tits showed up. Look at her.
Captain Oreo Tits.
Hi, baby. It's about fucking time.
Yeah, we'll probably end this soon, and I'll. Oh shit! I didn't mean to throw that.
Have you seen Battle Royale? Battle Royale, yeah, man. I saw that with my roommate, and then I told her to sit on my crotch.
That's it. That's a heartwarming story, Jay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Support my family. Support the fact that this guy took my repost away.
Watchmen. Have I seen Watchmen? Yes, I did. Saw it in the theater. That also, again, was filmed in Vancouver, Canada. Everything is filmed in Canada. You guys don't realize this. Everything is just filmed in fucking Canada. So.
Oh, that's not good.
That's not good. That's not good. So I'm excited because I'm filming. I'm a director of photography and a producer on a movie called The Lurker. There was a Kickstarter in October, which nobody fucking paid attention to, which was awesome. But we still got money in other ways. I sold my body. So The Lurker is probably filming in March.
That's not the way I need to go.
And then I'm going to make a horror short this year no matter what if you guys support it. So follow me on Twitter. I'm not going to do like a Kickstarter or anything like that. I just want you guys to watch it. I already have all the gear. So I hope that happens. It should happen. Somebody said, do they film porn in Canada? Yes, actually in Montreal.
Isn't like Canada the biggest place for porn?
Yeah, Montreal is. Montreal, like you could walk down the street. I'm not even making this up. You could walk down the street in Montreal. If you look, there's a certain part in Montreal. If you look through a window, you'll just see people having sex like on every single window because that's the porn capital of fucking the world.
The porn capital of the world.
It is. Jay, make a movie about Rich.
What would that movie be about?
If there was a movie about Rich, it would be about so many different things. I'd make a horror movie about, like, I don't even want to bring it up. It'd be about Ralph.
It'd be about my nipples.
Succulent nipples.
How did I get across there without the fucking dragon?
I don't know. That was weird. Bigger than San Fernando Valley? Yes, it is. Thank you, Mad V. Appreciate you. Love you. Lord of the Rings was not shot in Canada. I agree.
Where was that shot?
Listen, Scream 6 was shot in Montreal. Not in fucking... It takes place in New York, but it was shot in Canada. Scream 6 was shot in Canada, which I'm sort of proud about for some odd reason.
Scream? They made a Scream 6?
Yeah, it comes out in March.
Oh my God.
Pornhub is located in Canada. I believe it is in Canada. So, Jay, can I sniff your ass after you get a bumpkin? Yeah, sure. I mean, why not?
Cucumbers.
The floor has resubbed.
Thank you.
Thank you. It says 3 months. Woo. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Jay, have you seen... do you have Letterbox? No, everybody keeps telling me to get Letterbox. I don't have time for Letterbox. I don't have time for that. Oh, somebody asked earlier, like, yeah, I don't get scared by horror movies. At a certain age, you just sort of don't get scared by much because you're desensitized because of the internet.
Yes, exactly.
So I also suggest to start looking into, like, companies like Scream Factory. They make a ton of horror movie Blu-rays. Just randomly go buy some of them. They're all really good. It doesn't really matter.
The first Scream. That's about it.
Scream 1?
Yeah, that was good. Classic.
The first one was filmed in California. I think it was. Speaking of Scream, I agree with you, Jay. Killing Randy was a big mistake. I watched all 5 this weekend. 5 is still good. I agree with you. I think every Scream is pretty good except 3.
Damn, they made 6 of them? Or they're making 6?
Yeah, 6 is coming out in March. Yeah, Killing Randy in Part 2 was the stupidest thing they fucking ever did for that franchise. So, yeah, the new Scream is filmed in Canada. Make me scream in pleasure, Jay.
Our audience is bizarre, but that's okay.
Yep. I have the combo pack of The Howling and The Fog from Scream Factory. Well, dude, you should be excited because that fucking combo pack you have is worth probably $200 US. So put it up, put cellophane on it, put it up your ass, make sure no one touches it. It's worth a lot of money. Jay, check out City of the Dead 1960 with Christopher Lee. I own it on Blu-ray, I think. Cinematography is amazing. As a cameraman, you'll appreciate it. Thank you, man. I think I own it. I think. The problem is I buy too many. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you know that I buy so many fucking movies that I don't have time to watch them all. I have like...
Once I save this, we're going to end the stream.
Listen, saved my ass. Well, we appreciate everybody coming over here. We were going to roast DKOldies, but like we feel like we've...
Yeah, the people want to ask questions, and that's fine. I appreciate it. I
appreciate you. Touch me.
You watch me play... I was about to say Elden Ring. You watch me play Demon Souls mediocre.
It's a stream.
Listen, stream on me.
Toy2 says, can I ask a question? Yes, I'll stream my urine on you. Go ahead. Feel free.
What is your question, Toy2?
Demon cock. That's not his question, but demon cock.
Someone just said demon cock, yes. Demon birds.
Guys, listen, can the mods, can they ban anyone asking questions about my career?
Ban anybody asking questions about my career or my personal life that I'm talking. Why am I talking like wings but saying Phil things? Anyway.
Toy, do you like Dr. Dre? That was like a genre of music I didn't get into when I was. I mean, clearly, look at me. For the first, I mean, that doesn't mean that white people can't like that music. I love Dr. Dre for his producing abilities. He produced, the reason this is how I got into Dr. Dre, which is fucking insane. I got into Dr. Dre through 9 Inch Nails because Dr. Dre produced some of the Fragile albums. Trent Reznor and Dr. Dre worked together in the studio to do a fucking song together. So when I was obsessed with that, I read the liner notes and was like, what? Dr. Dre?
Wait, what did Toy 2 say that everyone's pissed at him? Was it something really bad?
No. Did he?
Can I ask a question? Do you like Dr. Dre? That's all I'm seeing.
No, I don't think he did. Somebody says Dr. Dre Canadian. No. He is not.
Everything comes from Canada, man. Pizza comes from Canada. Oh, I love Dr. Dre. He's one of my favorite producers and rappers.
Hey, how come you never got into like producing full time or anything like that? Because you do make pretty good fucking beats.
I probably should, but dude, it's like I'm spread like diarrhea as it is already.
Listen, you know what's funny? You spread so much diarrhea over the last 2 weeks.
Well,
last night I woke up at 4 a.m. and filled the bowl 3 times with diarrhea.
Real? Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And then I got banned on Facebook for sending you a photo of a cockatoo with a cock.
It's so amazing.
By the way, I'll be unbanned at 4 a.m. Just so you know, if you want to send me nudes.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna stay here and stream, Jay. So you could stay as long as you want, and then you say, "Fuck it, I want to leave." Then you could,
You're staying?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in game. I'll stay game, answer questions. I'm not gonna come down here anymore.
I'm not coming down here. I'll stay for a while. You guys want us to stay, or do you want us to fuck off?
You know what they're gonna say.
Stay, Jay. Stay in the hole. Do you guys want us to keep it in the hole?
I'll play something different though, because it's gonna. I got to farm for fucking fire bombs because that was a sloppy playthrough of Boletaria. I shouldn't have used as many fire bombs.
I can't stream until 6 a.m. because I got to go get my heart checked tomorrow with the doctors.
I can't stream until 6 a.m. because I'll lose my mind. That's why I can't stream till 6 a.m.
Well, we appreciate you guys. Tell more stories, Jay. What's a good story I could tell that's... Okay, I have stories coming out my ass.
Tell him how you fed your roommate a salad.
Oh, I threw it on his ass and he scraped it off with a fork.
Play Power Wash Simulator. That's actually a good idea. Yeah, let me see. Do I have that on here? If not, I don't even care. I'll buy it.
So, guys, do you want a funny story, or do you want a horrific story, or do you want a horror movie story? What do you guys want to talk about? Bruno 100 Bits says, "Can I move in with you?" Hey, mate.
Yes.
Mind if
I want to move in with you, and I may jerk off in your toilet and not flush, and you'll see me sperm swimming around.
Horror story, funny and horrific. Do I have a funny, horrific story? I think I already told the story about how Michelangelo and I both dated women that killed themselves. So that's funny and horrific.
Yeah, that's just a fucking knee slapper, dude.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Oh, wow. Once upon a... Wait, where is it? They don't have Power Wash on...
Somebody said, what? UFO story.
Gonna have to turn on my Xbox then.
Jay, where's your S? Where's your SM7 BBC? You remember that?
Oh yeah, I got my SM7 big black cock in my hand. I'm holding it like I'm about to deep throat it. So
Somebody says Rich give back his vacuum.
What are you talking about with a
I
vacuum?
don't fucking know.
I have no. I'm going to play some Evil Breast.
So,
breasts.
Listen, remake Scream and make Ralph into a murderer. Snort my diarrhea and breastfeed me your bypass juices.
Oh my God. Snort my diarrhea. Snort my diarrhea.
I thought somebody in the chat just said, have you ever fucked tits? And I was like...
Of course.
Remember that sound clip?
Oh yeah, I got rid of it because his voice got on my nerves.
I like how I said, "Have you ever fucked tits?" and you just went, "Yes."
Like,
Jay, what's the most terrifying thing you've ever experienced?
fucking tits.
What scared me the most? To be honest, what scared me the most as a kid was like we used to have bad. So I watched Twister in the theater, and it scared the shit out of me because I always thought tornado.
Really?
Yeah, I always thought like a tornado could get you anywhere. So I'm like, so growing up, whenever there was a really bad storm and it got windy, I always thought a tornado was going to rip the roof off the house. That scared the shit out of me. And guess what? In 1985, in my hometown, my Oma was doing dishes, and she looked out the window, and sure enough, I was 4 or 5 years old, and a tornado touched down and killed 6 people in my hometown.
Tornado ripped through my town too. That's crazy, dude. Tornado ripped through fucking when I used to live where I used to live.
Listen, they call my cock tornado, and I'll rip through your ass. Sexy Coco says, I don't know if you've seen, but... Oh, God.
What did he say?
Read it. It's for you. I don't even want to read that.
Hold on. I got to murder some people, then I'll read it.
It's for you.
It's for me?
Yeah. Yeah, the tornado in my hometown picked up somebody who was fucking mowing their lawn and threw them into their garage door and killed them.
Yes, my girlfriend has giant breasts, 100%. Yes. They're giant breasts. They are
Breasts.
Dude, how can you guys live in fucking Texas in the tornado belt? Like I couldn't fucking live there. Like the F5 tornadoes, I'd lose my fucking mind.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen. That it seems like it happens more often than it actually does.
Well, I mean, it happens almost every like 4 years, maybe a giant fucking tornado destroys a whole town. Like Oklahoma. Why are you living in Oklahoma? Like, fuck off. Dude, somebody said tornado or earthquakes. This is a true story. I was in Toronto in a basement sleeping. And I swear to God, I'm sitting there and I feel my head shake. It sounds so weird. Like, you know when sometimes you get like over too much sleep or not enough sleep and you shake a little bit when you lie down. It's just like you want to go to sleep. You're feeling your own pulse, all sorts of shit. I'm lying in bed and all of a sudden I feel the fucking bed move. Like I feel something move and it's like one of these subtle things that I thought I was losing my mind. I was like, what the fuck was that? And so I decided to go on to Twitter and was like, hey, I'm in Toronto and I swear to God, I just felt my house shake. And I swear at the same time, everybody was like, in Toronto was like, yes, there was an earthquake. I was like, holy shit. Because I've never felt an earthquake in Canada before. Have you felt one in where you are?
Yes. I felt an earthquake.
And it's not just from your ass?
No, did Justin Trudeau maybe fart on you? Is that what you felt?
Yeah, his flowing hair went on me.
He does have flowing hair.
He shit on me during his blackface era.
Oh, Jesus, I forgot about that.
Yeah, what the fuck? Anyways, Sexy Coco says... It's not... Yeah, Sexy Coco says, how long are you hard and soft? What?
He's talking about your penis.
Oh, how long am I... Oh, I'm definitely a grower, not a shower. But when I grow, I'm Italian, so what do you expect?
It's like a diving board.
No, it's wide. It's like a fucking semi-truck with a fucking expanding center.
Listen, you have a can of fucking soup between your legs.
Yeah,
You have Campbell's
agree.
soup can.
It's wide. Dead tree branches lying on the ground used to scare the shit out of me. That's weird, man, Vinny. He says, I used to scream if I saw one, but if it's still attached to a tree, I was fine. Dude, why? Were you scared that, like, the tree was going to fall on you? Is that the idea of that? Dude, here's a story that reminds me of a fucking tree.
Your penis?
Yeah. I was in High Park in Toronto, and
Hyde
there's...
Park. There's a town by me called Hyde Park.
Yeah, it's the same one, just a different fucking
country.
No, but what's so fucking crazy is I'm in High Park, and there's this tree that says "in loving memory of somebody," and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" So this guy in the park tells me what happened, and this story is so sad and insane. Two people that met in Paris, that lived in Toronto, but met in Paris, decided to get married while they were in Paris, and they came back to Toronto, and they were having a picnic in the park, and a random storm came along in like split seconds and blew the tree down and crushed the dude and killed him.
That's not horrific at all.
And now that tree is still in the park. And what's really crazy is there's an albino squirrel that lives in the tree, and people say it's the devil.
Well, okay. Holy shit.
So if you go into Toronto and you ask anybody about an albino squirrel, 100% they'll say, "Oh yeah, that's in the park." By the way, the park's not High Park. We have a High Park, but the park's called it's called Trinity Bellwoods Park in
What's wrong with you?
in Toronto.
What happened to this guy?
He's stuck. Somebody says Jay's stories are bizarre. The most bizarre. What's the most bizarre story? Vinny says
Michelangelo ate your ass.
I wish he ate my ass. Vinny Goodfellow says, I still to this day don't know. This is the guy who's afraid of tree branches. I still don't know what made me scared of them. You want to know how I overcame it? I brought a dead tree branch into my house and literally stared at it for 6 hours, yelling at it, and I overcome my fear. Well, Tattoo Chick has followed us. We appreciate you, Tattoo Chick.
What's up, Tattoo Chick? I know who she is.
So you brought the tree branch into the house and you stared at it and you yelled at it and you overcame your fear. So what do you, Rich, do you fear anything?
I know this is going to sound like I'm just being dismissive, but no, not really. Like, I guess I get anxious going to
What about large men's asses?
I used to have an anxiety from driving on highways.
Oh, I've got a friend who's fucking can't do that anymore.
I know some people who can't drive at all, but I'm over it though. I used to get anxiety, like panic attacks going on highways.
Do I have a fear? Not really.
You have a fear of Dreamcast guy eating soup.
Oh yeah, I mean, think about being in Vancouver on fucking Vancouver Island near the water, and all of a sudden a great whale jumps out. That's like being next to Dreamcast guy. At any moment, you could be swallowed to death.
He must make his girlfriends happy though.
Oh, the tongue on that fucker. Jesus Christ.
Dreamcast guy, I'm here. I want to make sure you keep coming.
Actually, I don't know about that.
Wait, what? What? Keep coming.
No. Dreamcast guy was seeing a girl at the time when I was in their hotel room, and they didn't.
He has to have a giant dong. I don't know why. He is fucking.
I don't think
allegedly,
they're not together anymore. So I don't know what happened there.
Bro, he has a huge dick. I'm just saying. I'm just stating facts that I don't know, but I'm just stating facts.
I mean, it's not a guarantee, but like, what else did he do while he was homeless? He probably pulled it to make it huge. He watched a fucking Will Blunderfield video.
Oh my god.
Keep coming.
Keep stroking my dick with coconut oil.
So, somebody said, why were you in fucking Dreamcast guy's hotel room? He came to a convention in Canada, so I was like, fuck, I'm going to go meet Dreamcast guy. So I just met him and was like, hey, buddy. And then I went to his hotel room, and it was...
Then you had sex.
We talked about John Candy, and he showed me his portable closet he sleeps in.
He got like a fucking porta potty horizontally in his fucking hotel room. Oh man, I'm going to hell. And
Keep coming. coming.
Keep coming on the bottom of my closet.
You think the fucking floor is reinforced? Semen.
Oh my god, yeah, yeah, dude, it's just dried cum. Like, so that's the room where you should go if there's an earthquake.
Somebody said, get Rich's name tattooed across your chest, Jay.
I would get Jay's face tattooed on my ass, but that would be a subscriber goal. Or Asman Gold. I said I would do that. Why am I'm sloppy right now, man.
Jay, did you cross swords with Dreamcast guy?
Of course.
No. We went to a food court. I watched him eat soup, and it was like a fucking horror movie.
Oh my god, I snorted. You just made me fucking snort, man.
You snorted like Phil.
Oh my god.
And now I'm gonna masturbate.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I can't believe he got that. You got that as a clip.
Dude, and to listen to his voice too. We never watched where he said like he thinks he's I watch these other streamers and I know. I watch these other streamers and my content's at least as good as theirs. It's not better. I'm like, Phil, it's about you being an asshole. He doesn't get it.
Did you hear that?
What was that? Your ass?
Yes.
You're gonna have diarrhea. That means.
I had it last night. Now it's just a remainder.
That is your hole is gonna be brown and wet.
Listen. Cough on my ass. Give me ass COVID.
Ass COVID. I had ass COVID.
Do you still have ass COVID?
No.
By the way,
I'm not 100%, but no.
did the pug get COVID? Because remember, at some point, all dogs got COVID. Remember that lunacy?
Wait, no, I don't remember that. What do you mean?
Oh, in Canada here, they were so. My ex-girlfriend was a dog walker, so we walk dogs for a living. And all of a sudden, one day during COVID, somebody texted her, and we watched the CBC, which is like Canadian Broadcast Association, did a fucking story.
I was going to say Canadian Blackhawk.
Yeah. It did a fucking story about dogs getting COVID. And how, like, don't kiss your dog and stuff, and like, don't touch your dog and cough and all, like all this
Jesus Christ.
And then like all these stories about dogs going to like the emergency room with COVID, like vets and stuff, and it was like,
stop it.
Yeah, it was. I swear it was real. It was real, and people were saying that dogs get COVID now, so don't And actually in Toronto, people were like putting their dogs out on the streets and just letting them leave. It was pathetic.
I mean, obviously I'm pro-vax and shit, and I've literally had COVID, so I know it's real. But we lost our minds initially. We absolutely lost our minds.
Yeah, wait. How did you and I deal with this?
What? How did we deal with what?
Well, when I don't remember what happened when COVID started. I remember like were you at the studio still? No.
No, it was way after that when COVID.
Yeah, okay,
COVID
so
was 2020.
Yeah, I think I started editing for you. You were in the studio. Then you made the set.
Yeah, at my house. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then I must have just like woke up and be like, I guess we're just staying in and making videos. Oh yeah, and that's when you and I went crazy with videos. I remember now.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell else we were gonna do? Everyone was stuck home.
Can you believe that? Like fucking 2020, 2021, part of 2022. Can you believe like the world went through that?
Yeah, and you were dead on about all of it too. You saw it coming from a mile away.
See, that's one thing I never bring up because, Jay, how do I send pictures to you? You don't need to do that. You can do it on Twitter. Yeah. People that followed me on Facebook to this day are still like, how did you know all this? But what I think just what happened was like, I'm very intuitive. So it was my birthday. Okay, so in case you guys don't know this, Rich will back me up on this one. I called COVID out a month before it happened. I told people what was about to happen, and no one believed me on Facebook. I sounded like a lunatic.
Yeah, I remember seeing your post.
So a month before it became mainstream and everyone fucking, locked down and everything, I did research, which is like, saying like an anti-vax person saying I did research. I actually did legitimate research as much as possible and just did logical research. And I realized that in Canada, you know, at the time when COVID was starting, you'd see all these stories coming from the source. And all of the fucking source material I was seeing was unbelievable. And I thought, I'm going to go do something no one's even doing. And this was a month before it even got here. I thought, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll look at flights coming in from the source, quote unquote, of where the COVID started. And every fucking 8 hours, 2 planes were coming into Toronto. And I thought, oh, we're fucked. It's over. We're fucked.
Yeah, because how are you going to track all those people? And they weren't putting any precautions in yet.
No, and we hadn't shut the airport down. So I was like, oh, well, that's the end of Canada. Like, and I remember going to fucking, I went to a flea market with my girlfriend that weekend, and I told her, I'm like, this is the last time we're going to a flea market for years. And she was like, fuck you. I'm like, I'm being serious. This is the last time we're going to a flea market. And I told people on Facebook, I'm like, I'm not trying to sound like a...
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not trying to sound like a lunatic. I'm not trying to get people scared. I'm like, but you probably should go buy some food. You should probably go get some of this and some of that, because everything is about to shut down here. And people on Facebook were like, you are a fucking idiot. And I'm like, okay. So my girlfriend and I went, got food, got toilet paper, got all the stuff way ahead. I remember going into the fucking specialty shop to get like some medication because we knew it would be gone. And I told the guy in there, I said, dude, he's like, why are you buying so much aspirin? I remember him saying that. I'm like, because it'll be unavailable in a month in Canada. I already know it will be, not here. And he was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you know the COVID thing that's happening? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's coming here. It's here already. And we've got about 2-3 weeks before this is toast. And I'm like, dude, your shop will be overrun within 2 weeks. As soon as people catch on, it's over for you.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, fuck. He goes, my mom needs like all of this stuff. But he said, oh, my mom's like in the hospital right now and all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, I don't mean to scare you. I'm just like telling you what's about to happen. I'm like, you better fucking get prepared for this because your mom's not going to be able to go back and forth through the hospital. So you better get her as fully prepared as possible. And again, there's another person who was like, yeah, sure, okay. And lo and behold, everything I said on Facebook, everything, I wasn't fucking off on anything. 3 weeks later, I started to see on TV, cases are rising, and a month later, fucking lockdown. And that was that. And people are like losing their minds.
You know who else, which is shocking because he's like usually a very right-winger. Like he's been on like a fucking militia guy, like a right-wing militia guy's fucking podcast. You know who was dead on about it? Mr. Medicare. Everyone, especially like, cause he had like Ethan Ropp's like, oh, fuck you. There's this bunch of bullshit. He's like, nah, man, COVID is going to be horrible. He actually did a video on it. And everyone thought he was fucking nuts too. But Jim was right. Jim was very right about COVID.
So anyways, that's my COVID fucking...
Yeah, everyone thought... I remember seeing the post, man. Everyone thought you were nuts.
Yeah, everybody thought it was... Including my girlfriend, who... she actually turned out to be the fucking insane one.
Psych one. Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
Which, you know, I don't want to get into too much of the stories about her, but could you guys imagine having a relationship with a girl that you really care about for fucking 3 years, 3.5 years? All of a sudden COVID shows up and she turns out to be a fucking lunatic who believes in the fact that the vaccine is going to turn people into reptiles and the earth is suddenly flat and Trump is amazing. And if you get the vaccine, your blood will dry up and you'll die within 2 years. And what else does she believe in? And I literally lived with her up until the point where I couldn't take it anymore. And she wanted to get a gun because, I quote, the Canadian government is coming for us. And I thought, it's time for me to leave.
What's funny is that Trump is pro-vaccine too, so I'm surprised that.
Well, they're so stupid that they don't realize that like they don't put two and two together. But so, anyways, I left because she was getting a gun. It was to that point where I thought I'm gonna be dead because she's gonna lose her mind and kill me. So I got out of there. So a relationship, because of COVID, a relationship in one way saved me, but 3 years of my life down the drain. And if you watch my show, you know who it was. I don't need to bring it up because she was on my streams and stuff. Which one?
Fuck?
Yeah, so that was fun. I just lost 3 years of my life. I moved out of the place.
I thought it's like next to impossible in Canada to get a gun, but you know.
No, it isn't. Well, I mean, if you're a hunter, it's pretty easy to get a gun in Canada. But listen, we're also Canadian. It's not like the hunter's walking around with the gun. Like, if you're a hunter in Canada, you have to have the gun concealed in your car. You have to have a clearly marked, what is it again? You have to have a license for it. So you also have to tell police if they pull you over, I have a gun, I'm a hunter, I have a license. Like, that's the first thing you need to say to them. Other than that, I've lived in Canada my whole life. I've seen one gun my whole life.
Really?
If you live in the States, you see fucking 20 guns every 2 minutes. So
That's not true. I haven't. Oh, yes, I've seen a gun. I have.
Yeah, everyone's seen a gun, but it depends where you live. Like in Texas, everybody has a fucking gun. Concealed. Can you conceal guns there? I'm pretty sure you can, right?
I don't know. New York State's pretty strict. I'm not sure how it works here.
I lost 2 relationships during COVID.
I've had a bunch of friendships because I had a bunch of friends that lost their mind in the conspiracy theory whack, and one guy wanted me to meet him, and he wanted to fuck. He said he wanted to fuck me up. We used to be friends and go to the fucking same house parties together. Life happens. Fuck him.
Somebody says Dreamcast guy has a gun in his pants.
Dude, he has a huge dong. It's a fact. We are going to go with the fact that Dreamcast guy is well hung.
His foreskin's so big he camps in it. And that's how he survived homelessness.
It's pouring rain.
It's pouring rain. He just hung his fucking cock over the fucking over a street lamp. That's how you live.
Oh my god, he's like my friend Sean is notorious for having a big dong. Did I ever tell you the story about how he put his ball sack on my ear?
Yeah, last stream we heard about that.
Okay, never mind.
I wish there was video of it, but
listen, this is before everyone had a smartphone. There was no video.
Oh, when smartphones started, we had Blackberries. I worked at a company, and we were on a company trip, and I took my cock out and put it next to someone's face, took a photo. I sent it to the whole company, and that guy woke up. He woke up, found out that he had a photo of him next to a cock, and he attacked me physically, cut my face with a punch, a cheap shot.
Why is this again? What happened? Hold on.
I took a photo of this guy sleeping with my cock out next to his face, and then I sent it to everybody in the company. So in the morning he woke up and everybody had a photo of my cock next to his face.
Oh my god.
And he got so mad that he jumped up on a bed and jumped off like fucking Jackie Chan and punched me in the face. And
How old were you?
Oh, this is like 9 years ago.
Wasn't that long?
No, of course not. It was great. Oh, dude, I'm telling the lunacy that Michelangelo and I used to get in. Like we listen to this story, guys. We'd be in a multi-million-dollar editing studio downtown Toronto, security cameras everywhere, and we'd be in this fucking room playing like Wii U. And it's like 2 a.m. Mike worked at the studio. And it's multi-million-dollar studio. Like, it's fucking insane. And I went to the washroom once and showed back up in the studio butt-ass naked. And just standing in a multi-million-dollar studio. And one of the guys looked over, saw me naked, spit his drink all over a fucking monitor, broke a $3,000 monitor because he saw my cock. That's a real story that happened.
Jesus, dude. You must
It's great stories. I remember like grade school. We were walking out of not grade school. There's this girl who was like a lesbian, but not a lesbian. Like we didn't know what she was. And one day we're walking out and we look over to the gym and this guy named Darren is just standing there in the doorway and you just see his head, but he's looking down. And we're like, what the fuck is going on over there? And we're like, hey, man. And he looks over at us and he's just like, hey, he gives us like the, you know, the bro, hey, what's up? Look. So we're like, okay. And all of a sudden we see the girl stand up and we're like, oh, that guy was getting a blowjob in the fucking random hallway of our high school. Actually, you know what the scariest thing...
That's not shocking.
Listen, somebody asked earlier, what's the scariest thing you've ever experienced? Michelangelo from 3 Kilobytes and I were walking down Queen Street in Toronto, and there's a church near Queen and Lakeshore area where they meet. And it's daylight. It's maybe 2 in the afternoon, and there's basically a supermodel woman with gigantic breasts, supermodel, long, gorgeous hair.
Breasts.
Runs out of the church. I think I might have told this story. Runs out of the church, takes off her top, takes off her bra, takes off her pants. She's just standing there in her panties. Complete lunacy, losing her mind, saying that the devil is in her vagina.
What the fuck?
Proceeds to show us that the devil's in her vagina. I looked away, to be honest, because it was terrifying. She's on the steps of a church, holding her vagina open, yelling, "The devil is in my vagina." Both Mike and I were so uncomfortable. It was the most uncomfortable, weird shit we've ever seen in our life. And she just continuously yelled and just screamed, "The devil is in my vagina," while showing everybody her vagina on the steps of a church. Now, at that point, Mike and I were like, what, should we do something? Like, is there anything to be done? I remember saying
that's a bizarre one.
I remember saying to him, I'm like, I don't think there's anything we can do. Like, I think we should just walk away from this and just ignore her because she's obviously mentally ill and having like.
Well, maybe you should have called the cops because she was having it.
No, there was like 20 people already on that, so we were like, yeah, we're out of here. This is fucked up. Another time, my buddy who passed away from cancer, him and I were sitting. The magic card guy. I don't know if I told the story about that, but him and I were sitting on a bench. We're sitting on a bench, and we're just sitting there, and it's downtown Toronto, and a girl with groceries on the handlebars of her bike. She just rides her bike over a sewer grate, and the front tire gets stuck. And she's like a supermodel, blonde, blue-eyed supermodel. Her bike, she goes head over heels on her bike, her face first into the ground. And Brad and I, his name was Brad, we were so shocked at what we saw that we didn't even help her. We just stared. It was so terrifying because she stood up and it was just blood. She was wearing a dress, blood everywhere. And we were so terrified that we just sort of sat there and watched her sort of collect the groceries and walk away. And we remember talking after like, you know, we're fucking dumb. We're stupid idiots. What are you doing back? My cat's trying to dig a hole to Japan. What the fuck are you doing?
Cats. Cats think they're in the jungle, but your cat's literally in the church.
What is this?
I witnessed a girl at my church being delivered access, and we're not. What the fuck?
I don't know. Can you not? What are you doing? You're a gorgeous cat. Keep doing that. I witnessed a girl at my church being delivered exorcism style. Oh. At the church? Like you just were at the church and they're like, oh, a baby's coming. We better deliver it here. Here's a story about a church. Not only do I live in a church, down the fucking road 40 minutes from us, which is the middle of nowhere, is a random church. And my roommate and I, we used to go adventuring. We just go in the car and drive because there's this place that had amazing pie. So we wanted to go to this pie place.
Amazing pie.
So we drove to get this amazing pie, and we're eating the pie. Listen, I'll eat your pie. So we're driving. I already knew what you'd say. I almost got you on that one. And there's this fucking church in the middle of nowhere, straight out of The Exorcist. Like, it's just a fucking giant church, and it's in the middle of nowhere. And for some odd reason, I have photos of it on my Instagram. I said, let's go in that church. And he's like, we can't go in that church. It's shut down. And it must have been shut down since the 90s, because it's like, it had weeds growing over it. It was terrifying. So I go up to the door. Guess what? Wide open. So I'm like, we're going in. We're going in. Go into this church, and I soon realized that the church is like an open house, and there's this guest book at the front of a church that people sign. So people just randomly go in this church and sign the book. Dude, going in this church was probably the scariest thing I've ever experienced. Well, no, there's another story I could tell another time about there's a giant, and I mean giant. I'll tell this story next stream, because you guys got to see photos of it. So what I have to do is get the photos. I'll send them to Rich. I'll make sure that Rich can show the photos. Because I have a story about an old psychiatric hospital. It's the size of like 20 football fields. You sent me
some of those pictures of that.
Yeah, those stories are fucking insane about going into the psych ward and seeing this place. They filmed a bunch of movies there. If you've seen How to Tell Scary Stories in the Dark, the hospital in that movie is the real hospital I got to go into.
Fuck.
This fucking place, if you're into the paranormal, this fucking place was terrifying because it's so massive. Cucumbers.
Thank you, Dennis Reyes.
Dennis says, thank you, Dad Bird Jesus, for providing entertainment during the dark times. Please support the family. Thank you. I'll support your family. Yeah, it's in Ontario, that hospital. Yeah, Dark Side. Yeah, it's called the St. Thomas Psychiatric. It's like hours from me. Dude, it is, if you guys, I have to get some video. By the way, I illegally flew my drone over it to get some video of it, so I have drone footage of it. This place is so big, it takes 4 hours to walk around. We did a 6-hour tour, which... I shouldn't be saying this, but we got in. We didn't get in illegally. We got in through somebody who does maintenance for the place. That's a whole story in its own. But this fucking place, guys, is the most insane fucking thing I've seen in my life. It's essentially a small town was created for insane people. And it was just full of insane people and doctors who lived at the hospital. So the place had an actual bank. A real bank was in the hospital. It had a dentist. It had a fucking library, VHS tapes. It had everything. It was insane. So I got to tour that. And what the best part about that tour was, guys, was the guy giving the tour told stories about what happened there while we were there. It's called the St. Thomas Psychiatric Hospital. You can look it up on Google. If you want to look quickly, St. Thomas Psychiatric Hospital, the shutdown one. It is fucking insane. So, going into that hospital, the stories, man, terrifying. Like, it was open in 1906, World War II or something was happening. So they took the hospital over and brought in the military. Then it turned back into a psychiatric ward.
Actually, I'm going to go piss real quick.
What's crazy about that story is it shut down in the 90s and they just let all the patients out. And that's what I found out, that when a psychiatric hospital shuts down in Canada, they don't send the patients to another hospital because there's no room. They literally open the doors and let them go. Which you'll say to me, no, that's bullshit. I swear to God it's true.
Cucumbers.
And not only is it true, they still have support groups in town, down here, where they just fucking still meet to this day. There's like elderly people in town that are absolutely insane walking around, and they're living in like shelters. And it's because they lived in the hospital and they just let them go. Darkside says, I live in St. Thomas. Dude, where? Darkside? What? Have I met you? How do I know you? He says, yeah, it's true. I live in St. Thomas. So yeah, it's fucking insane. So when I found that out, there's this story that you guys like to hear these haunted stories and stuff. So I'll tell this. In Toronto, the Humber College, that fucking place has this story about this mythology, which didn't actually happen. But maybe it did, because there's like weirdness about it that I can't figure out. Yeah, Canadian can confirm it's dumpster fire there. Canadian nurses trained there. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for the beard comment. The photos are very... Dude, you got to look up St. Thomas Hospital, like bird's eye view. It's massive. But in Toronto, when that psychiatric ward shut down, apparently one of the people killed a bunch of the nurses, which is like this whole thing, this whole story.
How much to play Forspoken? I'll do it on YouTube so I could say the number 200, and I'll buy it and play it. I'll switch over to YouTube right now. I know Jay's tired. He probably wants to go to bed naked.
Not yet. Yeah, I live about a block from the dollar store. Darkside, dude, somebody lives in the same town as me.
Darkside. Oh, I thought it was Darkside Phil.
Yeah, Darkside Phil lives down. Dude, Darkside, do you have me on Twitter? So anyways, going into this hospital, learning the fucking stories was just, it was terrifying, man. No, sadly.
How many subs do we get tonight, guys? Thank you. Holy shit, we went from like 270 to 315. That is insane.
When I was a kid, my parents would take me to assist her work in the hospital with hospice. It's creepy as fuck. Yeah, I should add you, though. Yeah, Darkside, add me, man. Go on Twitter, make an account, add me there. It's at jhoofed. Well, I just want to finish the story about this hospital so you guys can go to bed and fucking cry yourself to sleep. So the guy that was giving the tour of this hospital, look it up again, St. Thomas Psychiatric Hospital. He told us maybe about 6 or 7 stories while we walked around the place. The place was there from 1906 till it's still there. The issue with the hospital is it's so fucking massive that they can't tear it down. It would cost millions of dollars to tear down, so it's cheaper to just let it sit there and rot. Essentially, it's also a heritage building now, so it can't be torn down because it's over 100 years old. So the city owns it. I think the city bought it and sold it to a company for like $1 in some weird deal to get it preserved. So just imagine, guys, if you can possibly do this. It's very hard to imagine how big this place is, but picture like a 3-story apartment building. It's pretty, like, think of a big one with like, I'd say about 16 to 20 units in it, right? This place is the equivalent of like that times, I would say 30 or 40 or 50. It's
Jesus Christ.
It's so massive that it's got underground tunnels. So here's some of the stories. I'll just tell these quickly and then we'll fuck off. First story. A first story which was absolutely insane was...
Look what Grunk Libs wrote.
My fiance died with my kid inside. I had to identify the body.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, that's fucking sorry. That's gruesome. Jay, when's your book coming out? I should write a book. So yeah, look. The Dark Side's telling some of the stories. He goes, yeah, the hospital's really fucking scary. Apparently they tortured people with disabilities in the 80s in there because they thought they were doing some sort of demon shit was happening because it's super fucking religious in this town. Okay, I'll follow up that story with, I was in the room where they did the fucking experiments on disabled people. And I'll tell you this much. The guy didn't tell us which stories happened in which rooms, but even my roommate, when we went in this one room, we both had the same fucking feeling that something shitty happened there. So we went in the room, and it was dead silent because it was soundproof. So it was an electrical room. It's where they did electroshock therapy on disabled people in the 80s in this hospital because they thought it was curing them. Obviously, it didn't do jack shit.
They used to think lobotomies are curing people, too.
Exactly. So I'm standing in this room that's fucking pitch black, number one. Number two, it's dead silent because there's maybe about 4 inches of concrete on each side of the room, but then on top of it, it's a room built in a room, and Rich obviously knows studios, so you can't hear shit.
Yeah, the noise isolation is insane.
This fucking room felt like misery. I don't know how to describe it. It just felt like misery. I remember thinking like, oh, some fucked up shit happened in here. And as we left the room, the guy was like, yep, this is where they did all the essentially torturing of disabled people. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Great. So that was one story of that place. Now, the creepiest story that we have out of that place, which I got to experience for myself, I didn't see anything, but so this guy's worked at the hospital since the 1960s. He's pretty old. He's worked there as a janitor, then he worked there as a handyman. He worked with, remember back in the 60s, nurses couldn't be handymen. It was like it was frowned upon. Like, so if you were female, you were a fucking nurse, that's it. You couldn't work in the hospital as anything else. However, he told me this amazing story about this girl who decided to work there as a fucking sort of like a janitor. But she had to do it sort of undercover because they didn't allow it. So she got paid as a nurse, but she was a janitor, which made no sense to me, but it's true. I fucking saw it with my own eyes because I got to hold her name tag. So I said, well, what's the story with her? So here's the kicker about this whole hospital, which is fucking scary. This place is full of asbestos, and a whole slew of the staff died from cancer. Tons of them.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So meanwhile, I'm in the fucking hospital. He's like, well, don't worry. We haven't done any renovations, so it's not in the air. So I'm like, great. That's probably why my heart's fucking falling out of my chest. But anyways, we're in this basement. He tells me the story. He goes, I've only experienced 4 paranormal things down in this basement. And he goes, one of them is the name tag of that woman. And I said, well, what happens? He goes, she used to come down here and change out of her nurse's uniform into a fucking janitor uniform, and she'd clean all the hallways in the basement. And they'd hide her down here, and they gave her a job that way. And I was like, wow, that's such a weird story. What happened to her? Oh, well, in the 80s, she died of cancer. I'm like, oh, that's terrible. And I said, well, what's the story about this? And he said, well, she's still here. And
they used to put asbestos in everything, man.
Yeah, that was fucked, dude. I said, what do you mean she's still here? And he said, well, he goes, I'm the only one that comes into this basement now. He goes, my job takes about 6 hours a week. I walk around the whole hospital once a week, and I make sure essentially nothing is flooded, because that's how a giant flood happened in the middle of winter, and it destroyed one of the whole wings of the hospital. They actually had to shut it down because of the asbestos. So he goes, it's my job to make sure there's no flooding. He goes, it's also my job to make sure no one's broken in, anything, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay. He's like, so every time I come down here, I find her name tag in a different spot. I'm like, oh, that's fucking crazy.
Bizarre.
So he goes, follow me. And dude, we're already in a basement. It's already pitch black. We go into like a room in a room in a room. Remember, this place is it's like Resident Evil, the Hive. It's gigantic. So I'm already terrified. We go into a room and he goes, here. And he picks up the fucking name tag. It's from the 80s. He gives it to me. I hold this name tag of this woman who's dead. He goes to me,
You're fucking nuts. I wouldn't have even have done that.
Yeah, I mean, it was fucking terrifying, but I was like, sure. Like, because, like, I believe in paranormal because I've seen a couple of things that I'm just like...
I do believe in it. I haven't personally experienced it, but I do believe in it.
So I'm holding the name tag of this dead woman, and he goes, put it in her jacket pocket, and I guarantee you, I'll find it on the sink and I'll send you a photo in like 2 weeks. So we're like, okay, sure. So we carry on stories. He tells me about this giant furnace. So back in 1902 or 1906 when the place opened, the only way they could heat this whole fucking place was to have furnaces that were roughly the size and the weight of a city bus on its end. And they had 6 of them. Now, at the time when I was there, they only had 3 left. And they're so massive. So he goes, okay, there's a story that happened near the burners. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to hear this story. He's like, well, I don't need to go into detail. So I'm like, I said to him, you know what? Go into detail. I want to hear it. He's like, in 1907, there was a man in charge of all of this that you're looking at. And I'm standing in the room, and I'm like, okay. He's like, follow me. So he's like, stand right. So I stand where he tells me to stand. And he goes, the spot you're standing is where the foreman's son died. And I'm like, okay, what happened? He's like, one of the fucking steel doors on the furnace in 1907, while it was on, broke open. It broke open and covered the kid, because it's the size of a bus, covered the kid in hot coals, and he was buried alive in hot coals and died right where you're standing.
Oh my God.
And
Holy
I was like,
shit, what a painful death.
I was like, oh, that's great. That's great. And he's like, yeah. He's like, do you want to see what's even scarier? I'm like, not really. He's like, do you want to see the sewer system of this place? And I'm like, kind of. He's like, okay, follow me. Dude,
just to make sure you really were exposed to asbestos, but continue.
Yeah. Him and I so my roommate and I were already, what's the name of the place? It's called St. Thomas Psychiatric Hospital. We were already 2 floors below, 3 floors below ground level. So imagine that, 3 floors down. I'm in this room where you look up and you see the furnaces, and the furnaces are fucking so tall that you can't see the top of them. But you could
covered in asbestos, because they used to cover furnaces in asbestos.
Yeah. It was disastrous. So there was 3 of them left, and you could see like the windows at the top floor, but it was 3 stories up. So I was 3 stories down. He leads us again, a story down again. And I fucking couldn't believe what he did. He opened a door that was metal, and it was so rusted. I remember he had to like kick it in. He opened the fucking door, and there was 1 million liters of water. This is where the water was stored. It was 1 million liter tank, 4 stories underground that you could walk into. And that's what the first time I said, no, I'm passing on this one. Because he opened the door, and you'll never, I don't think anyone in this chat or anywhere will experience anything like this unless you do literally what I did. But standing 4 stories down and yelling into 1 million liter tank, it's essentially the size of 2 football fields, 4 stories down.
1 million liters is nuts. Yeah.
And it's also about 12 feet deep. And it's not like you open the door and you could look in and see anything. You had to shine a flashlight. And dude, it was like Resident Evil. It was just a fucking walkway that was hanging over the tank. Not like you were walking next to the tank. It was hanging over the tank, built in 1907. And it was all rusted. And he was like, you want to walk down this? No. It was full of water still. Like 6 feet of water. And the water hadn't been moved for, he said, probably 10 years. And it was crystal clear because all the sediment and all the minerals dropped to the bottom. So you could shine a flashlight down into a tank, and it was the most terrifying thing I think I've ever experienced, because if you fell in that tank, they couldn't get you out. You would just have to float there until fucking they rescued you somehow. It was the most terrifying thing I've ever experienced. So that was amazing in the hospital. And here's the last story I'll tell, then we're getting the fuck out of here. This one was pretty cool because I said to him, I go, you've done other tours. Has anyone else ever seen anything in this hospital? And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, yep. He's like, I got one more story. Follow me. So he takes us to the psychiatric the criminology, female criminology division, which is where they would take all this Canadian serial killers that were female. So any woman that killed over, I forget like how many he said, he told a whole story about it. But basically, if a woman killed a bunch of people, they'd end up in this hospital in Ontario from Canada. And he's like showing us around, and it's just a typical 1907 fucking hospital thing. And they go, okay, so what's the story about other people here? He goes, you know how they used to hang curtains around, like bed sheets around beds back in the day? Like you'd go into the hospital and they would move the sheet. I go, yeah. And he goes, well, look up on the ceiling. You see all those sort of tracks. And I'm like, yep. He's like, those tracks used to be sheets. So everywhere in the hospital where you see those tracks, those used to be fucking sheets. And I said, okay, that makes sense. He goes, well, they all obviously rotted away. He goes, but when I used to walk around here in the 90s, those sheets used to still be hanging here. So I'm like, oh God, I know where this is going. Because I got my intuition is like peaking. So I said to him, let me take a wild guess you saw some of the sheets move. He goes, dude, we're walking, I'm giving a tour just like I'm giving you a tour now. And we look into a room. And he goes, all four of us see one of the sheets lift up like somebody's walking under it, holding it above their head, and then letting it go. He goes, there's no fucking air. He goes, this is a cell. These are cells. There's no fucking windows. There's no air circulation. It was built in 1907, so there's no internal air systems. The way they used to do it would be all of the cells would have a door with another gate on top of it, and they used to blow air into that they used to get ice. I know this sounds lunacy, but they'd put ice above doors and blow it into rooms for air conditioning. And he's like,
yeah, that's before they had refrigeration, so yeah.
Yeah, so I was baffled. I'm like, well, I don't know how that... So he's like, I physically saw a sheet lift to 6 feet in the air and completely drop, like somebody held it up. And he goes, nothing was there. And then he goes, then my wife was with me with the people we were giving a tour, and right between the wife and the tour person, right between their ears, they're standing next to each other, something said in their ears, get the fuck out of here. In their ears. Not like it was yelled. Somebody just whispered it, get the fuck out of here, in their ears, and they got the fuck out of there.
That's what it took for them to get the fuck out of there. I would have been out of there way before that.
So you know what? Sorry. I have to tell a kicker, because I always like to tell little kickers about this story, right? There's a story about this place that's mythology now. It's not proven, but a lot of people believe in this story. In the 80s, before it shut down, there was a teenage girl, blonde, blue eyes, completely gorgeous. I saw her in the newspaper, went missing from the hospital, right? Never found her body, never found out where she went. This is before it shut down. So here's what's crazy about this story. So the tour guide has worked in the hospital since the 60s, right? I already told you guys that part. He knows all the people that have worked there, the fucking guy that ran the director, the head fucking, the head doctor who worked there. This story is the part that still to this day gives me shivers to think about because of what I'm assuming happened. So in the 80s, this girl just disappeared. Police got involved. They searched for her for a very long time. Searched all of the fucking lakes, all of the everything around the hospital. Couldn't find this girl. They assumed that she just got away. So as we were walking by, remember guys, I like to study things, so I know where everything is in this hospital. And as we walk by this window, it's by the way, it's all Art Deco. So it's like they like revamped it over the years. So we're walking by these weird windows. So if you've ever seen the movie, like, trying to think of a movie, I don't know, doesn't matter. But the windows are all fucking weird, gothic, Art Deco shit. I look out the fucking windows and I go, oh, that's where the pool used to be. Because this place used to have certain levels of people. So there'd be people in there that killed people, but then there'd be people there that just like robbed somebody with a gun, but was mentally ill, so they went to the hospital. Because back in those days, if you fucking shit in a river, they'd send you to the hospital. If you coughed on a woman's face, they'd send you to the hospital. Like, you just, they'd send anybody, like, if you said, oh, I feel like my mind is weird, you'd go to the hospital.
And
you know?
Yeah, you would stay there involuntarily.
Yeah, you'd
too.
stay there for the rest of your life, essentially. So, as we were walking by this window, I go, that's where the fucking pool used to be. And he goes, yeah, I still remember the days that it was filled in, concrete. And, dude, I swear to God, something in my, like, I know this sounds insane to you guys, but my intuition, I have very good intuition. And something in my brain said, oh, the woman who went missing in the 80s is buried under the pool. Guaranteed. She's in the concrete, 100%. And I started to put 2 and 2 together in my head. But then all of a sudden I thought, oh, the guy that's fucking standing here telling us this story about the girl gone missing, he's involved. That's all I said to myself in my head. I just, because I think wild, crazy fucking ideas. Right? So he keeps telling this story. And the way... It's like, I watch a lot of fucking serial killer documentaries, and the way that serial killers go back to the crime scenes to get some sort of enjoyment out of it, like watching the cops do their work, watching the cops stumble over clues, trying to figure out who has done it, meanwhile the killer's in the room with them. That type of shit. And I'm not saying that this guy was involved directly or anything like that, but the way he told the story... And the way he had a smirk on his face when he said that she hadn't been found yet, I still get chills down my spine, and I'm not making this up and trying to be fucking like a know-it-all or psychic or anything like that. I'm not psychic. I'm not anything. But if I felt that, and even my roommate, who you guys know, who talks in the background, he felt something weird. Something weird happened there, where my theory is that something happened to this girl because there was reports that women were the R word in this hospital by the nurses. Something bad. Yeah. Something bad happened to her. And yeah, smirk. What did I say? Yeah. He had a smirk on his face. And
because they're considered clinically insane. So who's going to believe him? So
absolutely. Absolutely. So they could grab a girl, bring her into a room, do whatever they want to her. Which, if you follow anything true crime, that's what happened to all of them. Like, that's what happened in all hospitals back in the 70s and 80s.
It's insane. It's
horrible. So here's what's crazy about the story. As I'm standing there in that fucking moment, I remembered that if you go on YouTube and search Psychic St. Thomas Hospital... There was a TV show that filmed in there 1 year after it shut down in 94, maybe 95. And in that show, there was a psychic who said there was a woman missing on the grounds and he could sense her. And when he got to the part where the pool was, he said that he felt her presence the most there. So I'm standing in front of a guy who was around that time. He's smirking. Like he's getting off telling a story about how this woman disappeared and if she was, I remember him saying like, if something bad happened to her, they never found out who it was, like that type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, this is he telling the story this way to just get us all riled up? Or is he like does he give tours to people knowing that he's involved with this, getting away with it? And he gets off all these years later telling people that, yeah, this woman is missing. So I fucking look at the guy like, I'm done here. Like, I'm actually done with the tour at this point because I'm getting this weird... Dude, and at this point, it started thundering outside, and it was just too much for me. I thought, I'm getting out of here. So we're basically at the fucking opening of the place. So I was like, I'm done. We're done. We're done here. Soon as I got outside, I turned to my roommate. I'm like, you fucking tell me. Look me in the eyes. You tell me. Swear on my life, you don't think that was fucking weird. And he was like, he's a skeptic of everything. And for him to say that he thought something was a little weird with that part, he said that. And I was like, I fucking knew it. I knew it. So I did research after. I did a ton of research after. And yeah, a girl went missing in the 80s, didn't find her. My theory is this, and then we're done here tonight. I'm not coming back down here. My theory is that Something horrible happened to her. I don't think the guy that was giving the tours was necessarily involved with what happened to her, but I think he helped cover it up. And I just had fucking intuition out of it. And I'm like, so every time I tell this story, I always tell that part of it because it's the best part. I'm like, yeah, now the tour guide that gives tours there is a fucking part of it. And to this day, there's something about this fucking hospital. When we drive by it to get ice cream, I look at this place and it's like something is calling me. And in terms of like paranormal, when a building is calling you, you know, I don't necessarily believe in all this stuff, but when there's a building that's calling to you, quote unquote, it's usually like demonic presence that's trying to like suck people in. And I mean, if we're going to be honest about all this stuff and talk about it, I feel like the building is calling to me still to this day because I was in it. Like there's something, and it's not like I feel like something is in the building calling me. I feel like it's the fucking building saying, "Hey, come hang out with me again." And it's like this fucking peaceful calm. Like Rich and I both have like panic disorder, so it's super rare where Rich and I are like actually calm. Being in that building felt like the most calm I felt in my life. But when you leave, it's like something about the building is like, come back. The building wants my anus, somebody said in the chat.
Listen, I'm going to come on your back.
Cheers.
All right, dude, that's crazy. That's a wild fucking story.
I got more. Listen, guys, I got more stories about that place I didn't tell tonight. There's 2 more. Wait until you hear those ones, but we're going to save them.
Yeah, I'll stream some of the Dead Space remake. I bought it. I have the EA the EA Play thing, but I bought it to support the devs because I want to see a real Dead Space be remade or like a good sequel.
Somebody in the chat just said bootleg Keemstar, and it made me read it differently. I thought it said the keg.
I guess you're talking about your beard.
And what's funny, yeah, I'm bootleg Keemstar, except I don't date just barely legal women. Yeah,
I don't know if Forspoken's worth it. I heard it's shit.
Yeah, I heard it's not so good either. But I want to tell the story, but I'll save it for next time. But there's this restaurant in Toronto called The Keg, super famous for being haunted, and a homeless guy, maybe about 6 years ago, climbed up there for no reason, decided to throw himself through a plain glass window, and cut half of his head off, and stayed in the lobby over the weekend. And this place already had a story about a woman who would call people into the building from outside. And then a homeless guy died. I can show the actual reports. Just decided, listen to this story. It was an old fucking like house in the middle of Toronto. They turned into a restaurant. I'm not going to get into the whole story because we're going to bed, but a homeless guy decided for no reason one day to climb up at the side of a house to the 3rd floor of a mansion and throw himself through a window and basically cut his own head off on the glass on the way down. And they also found a body in the wall of this house. So I'll talk about this house next time. It's good.
Jesus Christ.
Good luck sleeping, guys. If a ghost ever touched me,
none of that shit phases me.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. If a ghost ever touched me, I'd want it to be like Ghostbusters. Remember?
Listen, I'm gonna get Slimer to eat your ass.
Listen, I'd enjoy it because listen, he can float through things, so he can get his tongue right in my ass.
And plus, he's like made of slime, so it'll be smooth.
Listen. Become Slimer. Put your tongue up my ass. Get ectoplasm all over my chest. Go to bed.
All right, guys. Thank you. It was incredible support tonight. It was a lot of fun. We were all over the place. And,
it's the last stream we're doing. It's the last show.
Yeah, it is the last show. And yeah, I want to set an alarm so we can get that video on DKOldies up. All right, guys.
Also, listen, guys. There's a snowstorm coming to hit Rich and I, so pray for us. Support our families. We'll probably be covered in snow by the morning.
You're going to probably get it harder than me.
Yeah, you'll get it
Listen,
hard too.
Let me whisper in your ear and moan like a bear at a brony convention. Give me an incident tonight, Daddy J.
Give you an incident tonight, so basically he wants you to fap. All right, call me Poon. Thank you very much. And,
Thanks for the support.
Thanks for the support. Thanks for the
Sorry,
birds.
let me just read these last two because we didn't read them.
Okay.
Thor says 100 bits says, "Tell me why the fuck you guys don't have a horror movie podcast or horror podcast." That's something I'd like to do one day. That's it. Thank you.
Would be all. That would be all you, because I don't.
Rich doesn't. Rich is like the skeptic. You know what we should do? We should do a fucking Jay comes to Rich's place and we go to haunted locations and look for ghosts.
I thought you were gonna say Jay comes on Rich.
No, well, I mean that's part of the show, but that's not the premise.
That's OnlyFans. All right, guys. Have a good night. You will see me tomorrow with content and a possible surprise for a stream, but I won't say anything yet. But try to relax your anuses, and I'll see you tomorrow. Expect a video about DKOldies. Have a good night.
Listen, touch me.